monkey who is basically a massive rabbit.
Yes! I'm so excited. And Carly, who are you?
I'm Carly Johnson. I'm from, my Twitter is at Curry's Chatter. I'm playing Hylia Pumpatch, a Cobalt cleric of the Trickster domain. It's gonna be very fun.
Yes! And Grant.
Grant, nothing to plug. I'm playing Cloud Reaper, a Goliath fighter, all 7'9", 320 pounds.
Yes.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh. Impressive. And Eric.
My name is Eric. I am the DM for the podcast The Dice Fiends, with our 9th episode coming out on Wednesday. And I am playing Tracy, the Tiefling Zealot Barbarian.
Oh my gosh. What a group we have already.
No joke.
Excited. And Ian.
I am Ian. I am going to be playing an assassin dragonborn rogue. Yes, a dragonborn rogue. He is a runt, so he is much smaller than your typical dragonborn, which is how he can get away with being a rogue.
Yes. All right. And Brandon.
Hi, I'm Brandon. Most people on the internet know me as Muffin. I'm something to plug. I'm one of the developers of Tradesco Master, a World of Warcraft add-on. A lot of people know me from that.
Ooh.
And I will be playing Flix, a halfling moon circle druid who's going to get up to some wild shape shenanigans, hopefully. So we'll see.
I am super excited to play with this group. I think we're going to have a pretty crazy mix. And also, this is the first time we've had so many folks on the show. So I think it'll be crazy and it'll be awesome. So we are going 3 hours today, which is, a little bit longer than our usual. But we are going to get through this one shot by the end of the night. So hopefully everything doesn't catch on fire. Or it might. I don't know. Guys. This is D&D.
I think you will.
Oh, yes.
Pretty sure. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, before we dive into it, hey, welcome. This is Nerd Immersion. We have some sponsors that I want to tell you all about. If you folks haven't heard of Elderwood Academy yet, you really should check out their stuff. They make fine gaming accessories, dice towers, trays, boxes, all kinds of amazing stuff. And if you look below in our Twitch, you can use a coupon code to get $2 off your order from them. So go check out that code. Check out all the awesome stuff they make. We're also sponsored by Initiative Coffee Co., which is a purveyor of fine nerd-branded coffees. They are coming out with a dark roast, I believe, soon. And again, you can go ahead and use a coupon code to get some bucks off of that order. Also, I want to tell you about a giveaway we are currently doing. So let me go ahead and throw this up here in the chat. So we are giving away, I believe it ends at midnight tonight, the Stranger Things box set, which hasn't even come out yet. So you can enter, go ahead and find the details there. You fill out the little Streamio thing, and you can enter to win a Stranger Things box set. So do that before midnight tonight, wherever you are. Just go, do it, enter. Also, you can affect the game by donating directly to Nerd Immersion. We have a little stream bar, which I actually need to throw up here. But basically, what happens every time we hit $100, the reliquary tips. And so what that means is that something crazy happens in the game. I roll on a random table. It can be something good. It can be something bad. It can be something weird. It's usually weird. Like everybody in the world can have their fingernails fall off. Or one time pizza rain happened during my boss fight, so that was fun.
Put that juju on me.
Okay.
We were fighting a white dragon and just pizza started raining from the sky. It was bananas. So yeah, donate and make weird things happen. I think that's it. Now, I did my due diligence, so let's go ahead and dive into Hunt for Dragonkin. Again, this is written by Emily Smith. You can go to the DMs Guild right now and get this. So please, we'll put the links everywhere, but always fun to support people's work. All right. So all of you have been adventuring together for some time. You've just wrapped up a big mission and are looking for a little bit of R&R. It was a tough one. But now we're coming up on the holiday in Faerun known as Greengrass. So essentially what this is like a spring, very Easter-like festival, basically celebrating that all the new plants are coming back out and the showers that keep the land vital and vibrant and alive are now starting to fall. It's a very happy time, time to gather with loved ones, drink lots of mead, have fun, and celebrate. So it's just a very joyous celebration, and you all have definitely deserved it after what you just went through. Mac, can you tell me a little bit about the adventure that you all just did? Like, what was the gist of it?
So the adventure we just did involved a lot of kobolds, so we leaned really heavily on Hylia to try to like talk to them.
Yeah.
But not everyone is as smart as Hylia is, so it was sort of a little awkward when we killed a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like we have collections of their heads to turn in for money.
Yeah. And Carly, so how did it go terribly wrong? What was the moment that happened that made it go terribly wrong?
Essentially when they insulted my mother and I just punched the leader in the face.
Yeah, that was definitely the tipping point. And Grant, tell me, did you even get that reward afterwards?
I didn't see a piece of it. I got a little distracted. Somebody had a cow at the market, and Cloud Reaper just kind of wandered over to pet it.
Yeah. Yeah. So after that, you've had just this trying, taxing experience, trying to take down these kobolds. You did not complete this mission. Nobody got paid, but you all got a little bit beat up. Eric, who took the worst? Who took the worst blow? What was that like?
Well, Hylia got the first blow, but honestly, Cloud Reaper probably would have taken. Cloud Reaper took the worst after wading into just the throngs of kobolds.
Yeah.
He's tough though, so it's all good.
Yeah. And Ian, tell me though, what was one thing that you find? One cool piece of treasure that you managed to find during that adventure? I
found some really cool goggles that help a little dragonborn see at night.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Yeah, so at least you got those goggles after
Right.
this heroin experience. And Brandon, who do you know in the town of Butterfield that you're going to visit? What made you suggest going to stop here?
Well, I think the inn is run by a halfling couple that I've known from previous travels. They've always been very hospitable and very nice to our adventuring party.
Yeah, and so the Striped Unicorn is the name of this inn. So you have stopped before. Can't make this up. You have stopped before in the quaint little town of Butterfield, and you thought it would be a perfect place to come and kind of decompress from all the drama that happened before. So Butterfield, like I said, very small town, totally picturesque. Picture something you would find like in The Sound of Music, surrounded by like bright green grasses. Their main exports, they do like ciders, so lots of apple trees surround this, flowers. It's just a very sleepy, lovely little town. And you know that they go big every year for Greengrass. They have this egg hunt, which is rumored to be like the jam. Like, this is the not to miss. Like, families travel in from all over the place to take their kids to participate in this egg hunt. And it's not just kids, it's for adults as well. So as you're rolling up into town, we'll call it, like 9-ish. So you all got an early start. And yeah, you see just this picturesque village unfolding in front of you. You see now that erected in the town square, there's a large maypole that people have set up there. So the different colored ribbons are streaming down the sides of it. Everything is decorated in just these bright, vibrant colors. You see families running about the streets. There are a couple carts that have been pushed out. It seems vendors are selling, mead. They also seem to be selling these little rabbit ear hats. You see a lot of kids are running around with these. And kind of at the center of it all, there is a woman in this like very wide paisley skirt who's walking around like with a checklist, going through and just making sure everything's in place. It looks like things are beginning to start up for this festival. So I'm gonna go around. What do all of you look like? So, Toki, what do you look like? What do we see? What does the camera see?
Okay, well, Toki is 7 feet tall, so he's very big bunny. He has a humanish tan face, but everything else is basically covered in soft, downy fur. It looks like he's like a chin strap beard with fur. He also has the big bunny ears too. But he finds the woman selling bunny ears very offensive.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. It's basically bunny face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so as you like roll up into town, this nearest vendor kind of looks at you and is smiling, and then like does a double take and is like,
Oh
No.
and a bunch of kids also like immediately their jaws drop as you walk into town, and they're like, "Ma'am," you know, they're like and like pointing at you.
But yeah, but he is actually wearing clothing too, so he's not just walking around in fur. It's like slight monk outfit that's trimmed in fur. It's not his fur. Don't know where he got the fur from. But yeah, it's just fur, and just slightly muscly monk person at this point. Yeah, with giant bunny ears.
Perfect. And what does Hylia look like?
Hylia is 2'5", tiny little cobalt. Actually, is piebald coloring, so it's orangey with red, so koi kind of style. And wears a lot of golds and browns.
All right, and what does Cloud Reaper look like beyond being huge?
He's a big beefy boy, 7'9", all muscle, 320. Goliath, chainmail, scars crisscrossing all over his bald head, down his arms, his legs. He's got some bandages around his ankles where those kobolds were biting him in our last adventure. But he's got kind of like a kind face, if you will. But lifelong soldier, about 40 years old, has seen some stuff. But yeah.
Yeah. And,
mottled gray and green skin, but a lot of scars.
A lot. All right. People know this guy's business.
He's got some intimidation factor just standing there.
And what does Tracy look like?
Tracy is not as big or beefy as Cloud Reaper, but who is? He has red skin, dressed in common clothes with his battle axe at his hip and a shield on his arm. He has big horns mimicking his devilish progenitor Zariel.
Ooh.
And there is his pet mouse, Sir Pip Whiskers Esquire the Third, running across his horns and like just stopping to sniff the air every so often.
Precious baby. I'm sorry, what does Sir Pip look like? What color?
Sir Pip is, I don't know if he's a mouse or just a rat that Tracy thinks is a mouse because Tracy's an urchin. He is like kind of a large grayish mouse, and he has a little bow tied around his neck. That originally belonged to Sir Pip Whiskers the First.
Oh boy. All right, and then what does Matthias look like?
Matthias is 5'1", which is extremely short for a Dragonborn, 160 pounds. He is from a line of blue dragons, and so he's got a slight blue tinge to his skin. He's got blue eyes, always hooded and cloaked. Doesn't like people to really see him or notice him. I don't know if that's going to show up very well.
Oh, cool. Oh my god, digging it.
He has a little cat friend that he befriended when he left his home nation of Timanther, Renzik. He's just a black cat. Doesn't get into any trouble, but definitely sometimes distracts his enemies, just kind of gets in their way.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the only friend that Matthias has.
Oh, buddy. Well, let's see if we can change that. All right, and what does Flix look like?
Flix is a female halfling druid. She's a little bit on the small side for halfling, so probably just over 3 feet tall. Has felt a little bit inadequate, so she's put in a lot of time studying animal forms because she likes to turn into larger animals and things like that. Being a druid, she's a little on the like organic, crunchy side of life,
Mm-hmm.
and but she's a little pale, but has hot pink hair.
Nice. Wow. Yeah. So as you all roll up, children, yeah, again, already like they see Toki and they're like, giant bunny, and then like looking, they scan the rest of you, and it's just like, oh, and all the parents in town and everything are like, wow, okay.
Cloud Reaper wants to go buy some bunny ears and put them on, and then like grin and go, "Look, a bunny."
Yeah, you can definitely do so. I think I even have pricing for you. Yes. So everything the stands are selling, you can get honeyed cider or mead for 2 silver piece per flagon, caramel popcorn for 1 silver piece, or rabbit ears for 3 silver pieces.
This is celebration pricing.
Money well spent.
Yes. No, everything's, hiked up for everybody coming into
Cloud
town.
Reaper's gonna look at Toki and go, in his voice, he's gonna say, "I'm like you."
Oh, precious angel.
No.
Yep. and while that's happening, again, so parents are forking over money for all of this stuff. And again, you hear like now they're raising up like a floral arrangement on top of the maypole. So a bunch of people are, assisting with this, and this woman with the clipboard is like, Hi, no, darlings, you're not doing it. It needs to be straight. And she's like kind of freaking out in the middle of this. You also see that on the far side of this plaza, there is a really, really large, colorful, it looks like a traveling wagon of some kind that's been painted in these, like blue and yellow, very garish stripes. So it looks like a mobile shop, but right now the shutters are closed on it and nobody is around at that point. But so you have a little bit of time here. You know that the egg hunt is going to be starting in about 15 minutes or so. So if you want to get in on that action, you should probably sign up. Otherwise, what would you like to do?
Ilya wants to help put up the maypole.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I mean, as you come over again, this woman is like freaking out. And these 2 attendants who are like kind of like strapped up on the pole, they're like trying to get it right. And it is not going well. So what would you like to do?
I'm guessing it's still like tilted.
Yeah, they just can't. They're like, it seems to be, maybe it's not weighted correctly because it'll flop over to one side and then they'll try to move it and it'll just flop.
Kelly will try to climb up the maypole to see what maybe is throwing it off.
Yeah, and as you do so, this woman is like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, are you with the decorating committee? Because this is official decorating committee business.
Nope.
It seems like you're not doing too good of a job with that.
Okay, well, do you think you could do better? She's like tapping her quill.
Probably.
Okay, fine. Well, get up. I mean, if you can't, this is a disaster. So if you would like to give me an athletics check to go ahead and get up there and see what you can do about that.
Okay.
I think while Helia's climbing the pole, Flix is going to cast Entangle at the base of the maypole to help stabilize it.
Yeah.
That's 11.
An 11. Oh my gosh. So roll with advantage since Flix is like helping. So all these roots are spreading out and the woman is like,
17.
So she's like about to be like, excuse me, sir, stop. But then as you do, you're like swing it and then you're like, and you get a good grip and you scramble up the pole and she's like, and what is the case Hylia has for being able to make this arrangement just so?
Definitely loves garish colors. So, making it her mission just to rearrange everything and how she would like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and these 2 committee members who are like up there with you are just like they're like leaning back, like, okay. And as you do so, you manage to like get this arrangement looking good, and the woman is like, "Oh, it's perfect! It's perfect! Who sent you? You're amazing!" I'm so sorry. My name is Lila. I'm the coordinator.
Ilya Pump Patch.
It's a pleasure to meet you, and all of you. You are just visitors, I'm assuming.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, you must be here for the famous egg hunt, right? Will you all be participating today? It should be starting here any moment now.
Oh, goody.
Flix is jumping up and down in her bunny ears.
Cloud Reaper raises his big old hand.
Yeah, she's like, oh, okay, yeah. All right, well, and she starts clapping and like holding the clipboard, and some folks who are, kind of swarming the area, they come over to her and she's like, get these folks baskets. Get them baskets right now. And they do, so they turn away and they go to like some of these wagons here. And you see now that all the children on the peripheries seem to have these different multicolored baskets. And you all receive one. Whoever wishes to participate in the event.
Sure.
Yep.
Oh,
Trace?
Cloud Reaper with bunny ears holding this giant basket, little tiny basket in his giant fingers.
Yeah, I mean,
Flix is just blending into the crowd of children at this point. Yeah, she's super excited.
So, Tracy's going to look to the others and be like, so are we going to be competing against children for candy? Or like treats? Is that what's happening? Because I'm down with that. I just need to know beforehand.
Candy taken from children is the sweetest.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear.
I'm pretty much the size of a child, so that's fine.
We already have an advantage.
Yes, you can infiltrate their ranks. They'll never know.
Yes.
Yeah, and so once you all have your baskets handed out, and it becomes clear now that people are starting to centralize around this big maypole here. And then Lila, again, is just checking in with a bunch of different folks. And then, eventually, you hear the sound of a drum that comes out from over. And Lila stands in the center, and she's like, all right, children, and everyone else participating, are you ready for this year's egg hunt? And everybody's like, yay! And the kids go wild, and the parents are just like, yeah, okay, exhausted. They've dragged their kids out here, and they're like, all right, let's just get this over with. She's like, as is traditional, you will have 5 minutes to collect as many eggs as you can. There are 500 hidden throughout this village. At the very, very end, we will award first, second, and third place prizes to the best egg collectors. Sound good, everybody? Yeah.
What's the prize?
Yeah. The prize is a secret, as it is every year. You. And she waggles a finger.
This feels like our last job.
What?
Oh, God.
Well, on that note, everybody get ready. On your marks, get set,
Quick, someone.
go! And as this happens, like, you hear, like, horns and a drum goes off again, and children just start scattering in every direction. It is madness as this, like, stampeding horde of kids just goes out throughout the village everywhere.
Jesus.
Yeah. There are so many of them, and there are 500 eggs to find. So,
Toki is going to go to the nearest building. How high do you think it would be up?
So maybe like
How tall is the building?
Yeah, like the tavern / centralized building is probably maybe like 15 feet.
Okay. He'll use his boots of striding and springing just to jump on top of the building.
Yeah.
And then begin searching and jumping from roof to roof.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
All right, so Toki is going to be jumping from roof to roof. What is Hylia's strategy going to be?
Hylia is going to keep down to the ground and start going in the tiny, small nooks and crannies of everywhere.
Okay, perfect.
Anything she can fit into.
Yes. So, Toki, why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check as you're doing rooftop watching. And then...
It's a 19.
19 perception. Dang. So good. Okay, and then Hylia, go ahead and give me an investigation check since you're searching in those crannies.
Investigation. Okay, that is a 15.
Okay. All right, and then...
Flix is probably just overcome with excitement, just like all the children are, and is just bolting off in a random direction and looking for eggs somewhere, just like all the kids are.
All right, and then so Flix, go ahead and give me either a perception or investigation.
5.
Nice. You are easily swept up, like, amongst all of these children, and these suckers are mean. Like, as you're going and like going with the main crowd, all of a sudden you find yourself tripped on the ground, and you see that this girl who's probably about 11 years old or so, she's got these blue ribbons in her hair. She totally just like decked you like in the back of your knee, so you went down. And she looks at you and she's like, "Better luck next year." And then she just like runs off, and your knee hurts like hell.
As she's running away, I'm gonna cast Entangle on.
Oh my god!
And then I'm gonna take her basket of eggs.
So go ahead and she gets to make a like. Let's see. Yeah, no, she. You hear just a like as this happens. What does casting your Entangle look like?
Oh, it is just. Well, I would probably shape it to something appropriate for a child because I'm not trying to hurt her, just trip her up. And so it's just a bunch of like green, like snake-like vines would just come up and just grab her by the ankles or something like that.
Yeah, and she screams bloody murder, and she's like beating like her fists on the ground. She's like, "Not fair, not fair, not fair, not fair!" Like having a total tantrum meltdown. But you can easily, definitely go and like you swipe all the eggs she's gotten right now. So you are doing some swipies. And then what's going on with Cloud Reaper?
So he realizes he's not going to be able to keep up with the kids without potentially, stepping on
Stomping
one of them.
Yeah.
Right. So he's going to kind of head towards the apple orchards and just start kind of going through trees and bushes, kind of maybe shaking a few trees to see what falls out. I assume some apples will probably. But he's pretty much just like thump, 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 just slow but steady, pretty focused on what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
He can be very, very focused on this kind of a project. So.
All right, well, go ahead and give me either an investigation or a perception, whichever you think would be more appropriate.
Probably perception. And I got a 21.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Slow and steady is working for you. Okay.
I got a +3 in perception. So
Nice.
All right, and then what's Tracy's move?
Tracy is going to be following the kids from the shadows, being stealthy, and then using thaumaturgy to scare them off or make them drop their baskets.
Yes.
Like using the sounds of explosions or whispers in Infernal.
Oh god.
He hears this shit going on and rolls his eyes.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tracy, go ahead and give me whatever you think that'd be, like an intimidation, maybe. How are you leading to victory?
That would be a 16.
Oh my gosh. So good. Yeah. Kids are totally screaming and like just dumping their baskets and running away. So you're just collecting all that, especially the littler kids that have no idea.
And then I'm going to try to find my teammates and pass my eggs off to them. So if anyone gets mad at the tiefling, I'm like, I didn't get the eggs. I just wanted to scare children.
I did. I'm just here for the terror. I don't know. Okay, so scaring children. All right, and then what's Matthias up to?
Given that he is a tactician, thinking that, everyone starts in the middle of town and goes out, he's going to get to the edge of town as quickly as he can and work his way around the edge of town to get hopefully as many uncontested eggs as possible.
Love it. Go ahead and give me a check with advantage as you're doing so, since you're tactical brain.
I don't need advantage. I get nat 20s.
Whoa! Holy crap. Matthias, natural 20. Jeez. Okay. All right, wonderful. So all of you are like in the middle of, as you're doing this, you are, playing your game plans. Kids are like screaming with delight, sometimes terror because of Tracy, as this all is happening. And Toki, as you are jumping around from roof to roof, and you are totally collecting eggs that have been like shoved in like rain gutters and on but you're getting them. You're totally up there. You managed to see something a little bit strange that catches your eye. You see that in a cluster of bushes, like back behind the tavern, there appear to be 3 robed figures. They have like these deep hoods over their faces, and each of the robes is a different color. So there's a blue, a green, and a black robe. And these dudes are just like real fucking suspicious, like as they're like hunting through the bushes, seeming to look for eggs. So that catches your attention.
Just start leaping over towards them on the roofs.
Yeah, you can definitely, watch them for a bit, and as you're doing your thing, they appear to be hunting for eggs. And as you get closer, though, you can see as they pick them up, they seem to look at them and then toss them, most of them away.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's something weird that you see in the middle of all of this. And then I'm going to say Cloud Reaper, you also notice something a little bit strange. So as you are out, like, towards the trees, looking around here, you also see that there is a tabaxi that is just out in the area trying to find eggs. And, like, as he makes eye contact with you, he's just like, okay. And then, like, goes and just vacates your area.
So Cloud Reaper, one of his flaws is he wants to pet all the animals.
Oh, boy.
Which is probably why he's hanging out with these guys, because we've got a giant bunny and a mouse and a cat. So he's going to be, like, kind of mentally just kind of like, kitty, 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 and is going to follow the tabaxi.
Okay.
He wants to pet the furry animal.
Yeah.
This is some of mice and shit that's about to go down.
Oh, my God.
Plenty happening here.
Yeah.
God,
No.
Yeah, and this cat, so the tabaxi is kind of a middling height. He's got really long black fur, so think like Persian cat, but he keeps it like little braids to like stay out of his eyes. So he's got like big fluffy ears, so he's like a real fluffy looking cat too, which is like extra. Like
Cloud Reaper is done. He's not even looking for eggs right now. He is following this cat.
Yeah,
I mean, this tabaxi, but
this tabaxi also. So they leave the area, right? You're in, and then they seem to be looking for eggs, and then they catch sight of you and turn back around, and it's like, wow, okay, and then it just like turns down another alleyway, and this tabaxi is definitely trying to lose you.
the Cloud Reaper is following.
Yep. And eventually the tabaxi is just like,
Kind of one hand out, like.
yeah,
Like,
the tabaxi's just like,
I-
I'm sorry, sir, can I, help you with something?
You look really fluffy. Can I touch?
No, you can't touch my fur.
But, oh, okay.
I'm extremely. Okay, will you leave me alone? If I let you do that.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. And he crosses his arms.
And you just really gently, like, right between the eyes, like, back over the top of the head, just, like, with 2 giant fingers, like you would a cat, just, and then he kind of grins at her, and then just stands there awkwardly, because, well, yeah, that was, he's really happy.
if you're doing to this tabaxi, I can't imagine what you do to me.
Oh my god. It's already
Toki,
been, yeah.
We've got rules, I'm sure.
We got rules.
I keep my mouse away from you.
If I wake up and you're cuddling me, I will punch you in the face.
This
Yeah,
party
rules.
needs an HR department
Yeah.
really bad.
Cloud Reaper knows the rules with Toki.
Yeah, so the tabaxi just waits. And then is like, okay, I'm gonna go back to what I was doing. Good luck.
Okay.
And
You
then
too.
yeah, and then they like leap
Thank
away
you.
down an alley. Like,
And he's just gonna go back to looking for eggs in whatever alleyway he's in,
yeah.
like behind dumpsters and garbage cans and stuff. Just like
Yeah, absolutely.
windowsills because he's tall, you know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. And as this all happens, you start to hear like a bell ringing in the center. It's like 1 minute left, 1 minute left, and you just hear like screams of delight. And now at this point, it's become difficult for all of you to find eggs. Like your baskets are all, you're all doing pretty well at this point. But you also see that all the kids around you just, these stacked baskets, and everybody's like in that last desperate moment to find whatever the hell they can. And then eventually the drum beats, and you hear Lila call out, "Time! Everybody return to the square for the counting! Yay!"
Toki will jump down in a group of children and look at them and go, "Who wants to give the big bunny all their eggs?"
Are you gonna make an intimidation check? Or a persuasion?
I think
How
that's
are you
persuasion.
trying? Persuasion?
I felt less threatened than just
I felt
trying
threatened.
to manipulate.
I felt threatened.
It's a 14 for intimidating children.
Yep. So, 14 for intimidating children. So they are all staring up at you, and they look at each other, and then their parents kind of like look at you. And then like this little like 5-year-old girl comes up, and she's like, "Here you go, Mr. Bunny," and hands over her basket. So you get like 30 more eggs.
You guys are such a bunch of thugs.
Okay. Do we want to pull our eggs with one person so we'll have more than those little shits?
I'm down for that.
Cloud Reaper's
That's a
good.
good idea.
I'll pull the eggs I gained.
That sounds like a good idea.
And
Sure.
I think it makes total sense to give them all to the bunny, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Give them all to the bunny.
Toki gets
go all
all
in.
my eggs.
Yeah, all right. So
Make it rain.
I eat one. What does it
Yeah.
taste like?
it tastes pretty good. All things considered, like these are pretty fresh.
Cloud Reaper
lights
sees
on
you
the
do
roof
that,
were
reaches out,
leftovers.
takes one out of Toki's basket, and eats it as well. Just the whole thing, shell and all.
Chilling off.
The crunch.
Oh, let's hope they didn't miss any eggs.
Yum. So are we all giving Toki all our eggs?
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Except for one.
Except
ate.
for the 2. Yeah, that that got 8.
Just spit them out.
Wait, does that mean there's some rotten eggs from last year from the roofs?
No, these all seem to be good. So like they were hidden, earlier this morning. So the sun hasn't had time to do its magnificent work. All right. And so as you see this, so kids are lining up patiently, and you see that all these committee members are like checking, each of the baskets and writing down the tally and their first name. And as you roll up, Toki, you've got easily 150 of these things just like combined. So you've got just a bunch of baskets like overflowing. And you walk up and Lila's like, "Wow.
I get the job done.
I guess so. All right. Okay." And she, counts over your eggs and numbers, and there's a little bit of waiting, and all the kids are like, "I think I won. Yay." And the parents are like, "Sure."
Do I see the little girl
Sweetie.
that tripped me standing around anywhere?
You do. And so she managed to, you're not sure how this happened, but she also has a huge basket of eggs. So like she got away from that entangle at some point, and she just like an unfair amount. Like you're not.
I mean, I think we know how she did it.
Yeah. we have more than her, though.
She's
I
going to
can't-
join our party
I
because
can't
she has the same
imagine.
tactics.
Yeah.
Future adventure, yeah, definitely.
I mean, she looks like she has maybe the same amount you do. Like it's hard. It's going to be close either way. And so she, walks up proudly, and she does like flick a glance over her shoulder at you and goes,
And I just step up next to her and look down at her and go, "Excuse me?"
When she does that, I'm going to use
Hi.
silent speech to speak directly into her brain and say, "I know what you did."
and let me see how she reacts to that. Okay. So she goes really tense, like as she hears this. But then she like looks at you and she goes, and just like gives you like a shitty, really evil
That
little
shitty
smile.
little
Ugh.
Has she put her
Willy
egg?
Wonka bitch.
I have 2 questions.
Yes.
Has she put her eggs on the table, and how precarious are her eggs?
No, so she's already had her basket checked out there. So
Okay.
she's got her tally in. So she's
Okay.
She's
not going to use thaumaturgy just to knock her eggs out.
Yeah, I mean, she can do that and like lose a few, and she's like, I don't care, I'm in this to win it, like, like whatever. And she goes and stands over by her, like what are clearly her parents, and they just look exhausted with this whole situation. All right, and then as we go through, and so there's a little bit of tallying time that goes through, and Lila says, all right, we are ready to make our announcements. Everybody gather round. We all did so good this year. There were only 3 eggs that weren't found. Isn't that amazing? And everybody's like, yay.
It was really 1.
Yeah. All right. So our 3rd place winner this year did such a great job. Oh, Jimmy! And this like little kid like steps forward and is just kind of like vacantly staring now, and everybody's clapping, and he's like, he kind of starts crying a little bit, like just, you know, when kids get too much attention, he's not handling it well. And he like clings to his mom's leg, and she's like, it's okay, honey, and it's like stepping forward. And Lila's like, oh, okay. So your prize this year, look, you get an ornate chocolate egg. Yay, isn't that great, little Jimmy? And Jimmy's just like, and so his mom reaches out and is just like, thank you, like waving at the other. Okay, and then her kids still clung to her leg, like they disappear back into the crowd. All right, and then in second place we have Ronnie, congratulations! And this little girl goes, damn it! And and it's the little girl with the blue ribbons again, and her parents are just like, and she strides forward, and she's like, okay, and like sticks out a hand. And Lila's like, oh, okay. So you get free drink vouchers all day, as much cider as you could want. For the rest of today only.
Flix is gonna speak into her mind again and say, better luck next time.
And Ronnie clenches her jaw.
Cloud Reaper's gonna slow clap.
And she, gives like one glance around, like the crowd.
Two huge sides of beats slapping together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Giving her the finger.
Oh my god. And she walks back over to her parents and just looks pissed. And she's like, in first place, our Egg King for this year, who will receive the key to Butterfield and be the king for the day, Toki! Oh. And as she says so, everybody's like, yay! And they're like, who is that?
He's my friend.
I feel like we're going to regret this decision.
And what does Toki do? How does Toki accept their award?
Oh, no. Just walks forward slowly, looks at the lady and goes, just give it to me.
Yeah, and all the kids are like, oh, the bunny won. And everybody's just whispering. It's going around the crowd.
Cloud Reaper's looking at the kids. I know him.
Is there any eggs around?
Yeah, there are a ton.
I'm going to steal another one and eat it.
Definitely. Yeah, and so Lila reaches into her bag and she pulls out a small, you can tell it's a fake jeweled crown, so it has like rhinestones all over it, and she puts it, she like stands up on her tippy toes to put it on your head, and she's like, everybody bow to the Egg King, and everybody does, they're like, yay! So the rules of this, so every person in Butterfield must bow to the character when greeted and address them with royal honorifics. So for the rest of the day, you are the Egg King. She also hands you a box. It's a very pretty painted box. It's got like butterflies and flowers on it. And she opens it up and you see inside there is a key that is entirely made of chocolate. And she's like, the key to Butterfield! And everybody's like, yay!
Sally Bull Celeste job.
Yep. So, and of course, so everybody's like, yay, and now you have all of these eggs left with you, and people begin to disperse now. Like, music starts playing up. You see there are a couple bards that are wandering around with lutes, merry music. The parents all beeline right for the drink stands. And this party is getting started. So, what would you all like to do?
I like to go up to Toki and say, with a just dramatic flourish, "My liege, what is your order for your humble vassals?"
Take this key and divide it amongst yourselves.
Break this into 6 pieces.
I'm gonna try and find the nearest tavern and start eating as much food as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's definitely there's the Striped Unicorn, which is the only tavern in the town of Butterfield.
work.
Yeah, and the doors are flung open wide right now, so you can all see inside, and people are starting to definitely filter in to the tavern right now. So you can go ahead and try and grab a table in the middle of this. There also are all those street vendors outside. But as you pass by towards the Striped Unicorn, you see a tabaxi now is rifling through that big cart that you saw earlier, and he seems to be loading things into the back of this wagon.
Celeste, is this the same tabaxi that I saw earlier?
That you manhandled, yes.
Yes. So Cloud Reaper's gonna point to this tabaxi with to all of the friends that are still around that haven't wandered off yet, and be like, "I got to pet a kitty."
I look to Cloud Reaper.
Good lords.
Poor cat. Poor cat.
And
I
as
was gentle.
Are you sure?
Can I tell
Ed-
what the tabaxi's loading into the cart?
That's what I was just about to ask. Can we roll a perception check to see what they're loading into the cart?
yeah, go ahead and make some perception checks.
9.
19.
Okay. So
15, I think.
got it.
Yep, 15.
14.
Okay. So 15 up, you managed to see a little bit of what's going on. The tabaxi is being super shady about what is being loaded into this cart, in particular, like wrapped up and like it looks like moving around suitcases and like travel gear. And so at 15 up, you all can assess that this tabaxi is maybe trying to get out of here in a hurry, and just it's like those last minute like packing a car because you gotta go. Sort of situation here.
So Cloud Reaper sounds dumb, but he's not entirely stupid. So he's probably going to wander over that direction just to kind of see what's up and how they react. If it looks shady, he's kind of, I mean, he's been in the military for a long time. He's got some experience. Something's not right. It's a bad kitty type situation.
Bad kid.
And I'm kind of uneasy with what this tabaxi's doing. So while Cloud Reaper goes over and does that, is engaging the tabaxi, I'm gonna try and sneak around to the other side of the cart out of view and see if I can peek inside the cart.
Yeah, definitely. So go ahead and make me a stealth check.
And I'm going to engage the tabaxi and say, "Hi, kitty. What you doing?"
20, not natural.
Okay. Yeah. So you're sneaking around, and Cloud Reaper, as you go, you see the tabaxi like hunches its shoulders and like its ear flicks like back around, and then it kind of turns towards you, and it goes, "Oh, hello there again."
Cloud Reaper just kind of stands there and grins at it, like is like kind of looking at it like, "I asked you a question. Like, what you doing?"
I am getting ready to leave.
"Where you going?"
On to the next town.
"Why?"
Because I don't live here and I need to make money.
"What do you do?"
I sell goods. Goods
What
of all
kind?
varieties.
"Yeah."
Hmm?
"Okay."
Yeah.
And I'm just going to engage in really petty small talk of that nature so that Flix can do what Flix is going to do.
I'll roll an investigation check.
Yeah.
If that's
Yeah.
okay.
So
If
yeah,
that's
you
okay.
definitely you peek around and like manage to look inside of this wagon.
and I got a 15.
Yeah, so as you're like kind of scanning the back of the wagon, what really stands out to you, there are a ton of like empty cartons that eggs might go into. And there's just like a ton of trash like in the back. So you can kind of put together maybe this tabaxi supplied the eggs for the hunt today. And that is what you can kind of see back there. You also see everything back there is a mess. Like maybe it was searched and like hasn't been quite put back together yet. It's just a little bit odd.
Can Cloud Reaper see the packaging? Like, can he tell, or is it just only what Flix can see?
No, it's just Flix who's
okay.
like poking his eyes back in there.
Given that we've adventured for a while, I would imagine that the party is accustomed to me speaking to them telepathically. So I would sneak back around and let Cloud Reaper know telepathically that all I could see was trash and empty egg cartons and nothing of note beyond the fact that it looked like I had been ransacked a little bit.
Okay. I don't think Cloud Reaper's going to go down that line of questioning, though. If you didn't see it.
While all this is happening, who's holding the egg basket? Toki
Me.
Still? What is Toki doing at this moment?
Contemplating on going over the tabaxi and apologizing for Cloud Reaper.
Okay. So while this is happening, go ahead and make me a perception check, Toki.
It's the one really good thing I have. So. I have a +5. That's a 24.
Okay. Wow. So you're looking at this scene over there going, oh my god, yes. And then you feel something shake. Like in your hand. And like as you look down, your eyes like immediately go down to your basket here. And you see that there is one egg that it's a little bit larger than the other ones, and it's this very deep bluish hue. And like so as that kind of catches your attention, the basket shakes again, and you can definitely tell that this egg in particular is the source of the shaking coming from the inside, and you begin to hear a scratching noise.
Oh boy.
Takes egg, puts in shirt.
Yep. And as you do so, you can feel it becomes more lively, like as it gets closer to your body heat there. You think that something is definitely about to hatch out of this egg.
Print on you.
And grabs Helia and goes, egg is alive.
I hold the egg and I'm like, yeah, it is. It is alive. What?
Don't eat it, Hilya.
Tempted.
Please don't.
This is going to be like
This can fit in my mouth.
So basically right now, you are still kind of in the middle of the square here. There are a ton of people around right now. So I'm going to let you, either this is going to happen here in the middle, unless you want to take any action to try and...
I'm dashing off to the side with the egg, just
And I'm following her.
just not
Suppose I'll be following them.
Okay. So...
like holding like a football.
Yeah, you're like, so your companions who are standing at the cart here, you see Toki and Hilya just start bursting off around the side of a building.
Jump in a dumpster.
Well, Flix is going to be startled and think something's going on, so I'll probably follow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If I see Flix kind of wander off, I'm gonna. He usually has a reason, so I'm gonna go figure out what's going on.
Yeah. So, yeah, you all kind of like meet around the side of this building, just as this egg. So, Hilya, you're currently holding it. Okay. So just as this egg, you hear a cracking sound, and you see a little blue clawed foot just make its way like out of the top of this egg here, and you hear it like sound, and just shell pieces begin to fall off as you see a tiny blue dragon like rolls out of this egg like into your hands here, and this thing like it's covered in like mucus as it like looks and kind of blinks, and like its big like jewel sapphire blue eyes like loom up and look at you, and it goes Madra.
Cloud Reaper is entranced. He is down on like crouched down like you would like over like a small animal of such,
I am not
and is
ready for
just
this.
staring.
Flix has got
Congratulations,
some
No petting.
got some anime eyes going on right now.
Yeah.
congratulations, Julia. You have a baby dragon.
Yes,
Okay.
enjoy motherhood.
And yeah, so it looks up at you, and now it's kind of like kicking off shell bits, and it like reaches up with its little, like bat wings and like claws onto the front of your shirt, and it's just like trying to like cling to your
Cloud
entire
Reaper's
body.
giant fingers just wanting to touch it.
No. No.
Toki slaps his
Yeah.
finger.
No.
It like swivels its head around, and it goes and like snaps at it, and you can tell, even though it's like been just born, like razor teeth on this
So
thing.
cute.
Yeah, and so it like looking up at you again, Hylia, and Madra.
Oh no.
Now you have to name it.
What?
Yes, and as this happens, you all hear from behind you, "Oh shit." And the tabaxi also like ran around the corner and is like, so we have a problem. And it kind of it runs around and like is looking around to try and talk to you all in secret.
I don't think we have a problem. I think you have the problem.
I thought you had somewhere to be.
Hi, kitty.
Hey, I think she wants to be pet again, Cloud Reaper.
So
No.
Cloud Reaper is going to
No,
reach
no,
out
no,
and try and grab her.
No.
Give the
no,
kitty a
that's what
hug.
the tabaxi is doing. Like, no.
No, I feel like that's like a code word, like for grab her.
And
So I think he just wants to like just grab her.
yeah. And so the tabaxi's like, okay, listen. Perhaps we can help each other out here. My name is Drop of Summer Rain. Pleasure to meet you all. So here's the deal. I had some eggs that I sold for this egg hunt, but I also had very important merchandise, and I believe the two may have gotten tangled up. So there are 3 other dragons, I suppose, potentially being born at this moment, and if you could find them and just stop that, I'd be super in debt to you.
Stop what? The hatching or the finding?
Just anything bad that might happen, and I'll leave, and, right.
So we
Yes.
just break their necks or something?
I don't really care.
I glare at Cloud Reaper.
What?
Right. So yeah, you all look like capable adventurers. Can you just handle that situation?
How much would this be paying us?
I would be willing to give you, and he looks around, 50 gold.
Would you give us more?
Is that per?
That's general 50. Maybe we could do 75.
I'd say 100, and the big guy won't bear hug you.
Oh, 100 it is.
Cloud Reaper just grins.
I am very suspicious of this tabaxi at this point.
So where do you think you left the other 2 eggs?
Well, there are 3
Wait,
more, so 4 in total.
Oh.
So they must have gotten mixed in with the rest that were hidden this morning. So, I don't know. But here you go, 100 gold. This is not my problem anymore. And he just takes like one of his pouches like off his belt and throws it down on the ground. It's like, you gonna let me go, big fella?
And Cloud Reaper is gonna look at the rest of the party like, I'm gonna let her go, or him go, and then just lets him go. If nobody's gonna stop him.
I mean, listen.
But as he lets him go, he's like gonna be really like awkward about it and like pet the fur just a little bit on the back of its head.
Oh, creepy touches.
Okay.
Bad
Okay. And the Tabaxi starts, backpedaling. And so Drop of Summer Rain is getting the hell out of there. And he turns around at the last moment. It's like, oh, there are cultists who may try and stop you. Just as a note.
Oh, so we
Just as
can
a note.
murder people now. That's good.
Just giving you a hot tip. All right. Have a good one. And Drop of Summer Rain will run back to their cart, if left unimpeded, and start to book it out of town.
I feed an egg to the dragon.
It eats in a whole snap. And it's just happily and it's making this little sound. And as you do so, also you feel static electricity travel through your hair, as this thing just hangs on to you. So I mean, Matthias, you would know, because being a blue dragonborn. So these are lightning babies.
I am still eating in the tavern.
Oh, okay, cool. How's that going, Matthias? What'd you order? What's been going on?
I ordered everything. Yeah. I ate everything.
Yeah, they've got some great food. They have like a honey glazed lamb thing going on. Some nice
Scotch egg.
Yeah,
all gone.
Some nice
carrot stew.
Red potatoes. Oh
Yep.
yeah. Oh, it's delicious, and everybody is just so freaking happy to be there. And people are definitely starting to get, we've passed first round of mead, so we're getting into the happy second round of mead phase. So everybody's just having a great time.
So two questions.
Yes.
Can we roll to investigate the rest of the eggs in our basket?
Definitely.
And then did the second and third place winners, when they won, did they keep their eggs and take them back to wherever they were going?
Oh yeah, so all the kids got to keep their eggs. So
Awesome.
there are
No.
just tons of kids with baskets all over the place.
We gotta go find that Veruca Salt asshole again.
You can definitely tell looking at your basket there aren't any other of those large blue eggs like you had before. So there are 3 unaccounted for dragon eggs.
Okay,
this
guys.
is lovely.
Tracy holds his hand up. So, are dragon eggs normally tougher than other eggs?
Usually.
So, if we just went around smashing all the children's eggs, we should be able to parse which are the dragons and which are not, right?
Are
Not
dragon eggs,
entirely.
are they considered magical?
As for purposes of detect magic?
Yeah.
Sure. I'd have them ping.
Okay, cool. Then I'll cast detect magic.
Okay, sweet.
That's
Oh.
what I mean.
What's the range on that bad boy?
It is I would say I would wait until we're in an area with maybe a large amount of eggs or near a bunch of children, and it's a 30-foot range. And anything that it detects is it's glows outlined in blue, and I know it's School of Magic. So
Sweet. Yeah. We can definitely. You also all noticed that your companion Matthias is nowhere to be seen, by the way.
I would also like to place forward a vote that we give all of the hatching dragon eggs to Hylia so she can be the mother of dragons.
oh, Daenerys,
I'm so young.
Cloud Reaper is gonna want to keep one of these things.
Well, we could,
No.
listen, we could just leave. That would be an easy 100 gold. If anyone asks us, we say, drop stew spring thing. Just let loose a lot of dragons because that Tabaxi hates people.
That Tabaxi man. What a jerk.
Never trust Tabaxis.
I think I would probably want
tactically-
one of them as well, to be honest. Once I find out about this whole thing, I'm gonna want one, especially if it's blue.
Yeah.
Flick's probably wants one as well.
Everybody wants a dragon.
Tactically, Cloud Reaper, he's going to evaluate the situation, and he knows second and third place are going to have the most eggs and the highest probability. So I think he's going to go looking for blue ribbons.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Have fun with second place.
I'll follow around with Cloud Reaper, and at the same time, I'll try to keep an eye out for the 3 eggs that weren't found.
Okay, definitely.
And I would guess that around the time that they split up, I have finally decided to stop eating. I'm not full yet, but
But
I've decided to stop.
yeah, your purse is
gonna-
looking a little empty, so you're like,
Right.
"Mm."
I'm gonna come out of the tavern and try and figure out where these guys are.
Ellie's
Yeah.
gonna shove the dragon down her shirt to have just the head popping out, and then I'm just going to look for Matthias.
Yeah. And the dragon totally is like, "Wah!" And like it climbs like in your clothes, and then you can't keep it still though, and then she'll just climb back out, and she climbs into your backpack. And you start like rustling around as she's like clearly,
Aw.
yeah. And every once in a while, like a coin will get thrown out of your bag, or like she has to touch everything.
Ah, my shiny thing.
Yep. Yeah, she'll pop back out and have a gold coin in her mouth and just be like,
That's a thing you don't eat.
"Hmm."
You can eat everything but that.
She tries very hard to eat it, but then pukes it back up. So
Oh.
she's doing her whole extremely curious. All right, so are we splitting the party, or are we kind of going to do a general survey? What are we feeling?
Toki was going to go with Cloud Reaper because being king
Mhm,
could basically net a lot of things.
definitely. I mean, we can all stick together and do like maybe a detect magic in the center of town and see where we go from there.
Sounds
That's
good.
that's
to
kind
me.
of what I was
Sounds a good
thinking.
idea.
Okay, sweet.
Sure.
All right, so as you pop off that detect magic, you see again.
Oh, before we go, Cloud Reaper is gonna reach down and pick up some pieces of shell and kind of just slip them in his pocket.
Yeah, definitely. And the shell is very hard. It's like a gemstone itself. So you think you could probably maybe get some money for that,
Or, well, yeah, he's got a different idea, but
or whatever Cloud Reaper is gonna do.
Okay.
All right. So, Flix, as you pop off this detect magic in the center of town, you can see that on the edge of town. So you're kind of standing at the center here. There is a very, very large tree that's kind of near the entrance of town. So it looks like it's just it's just a real old tree. Everything's kind of built around it. So it's given its wide space. And as you look up, you see that there is a blue glint high up in the branches of this tree.
I will go investigate.
Yeah, as
I will attempt to climb the tree.
okay,
Oh no.
yeah,
Cloud Reaper's gonna pick him up and lift him to the first good-sized branch.
There
definitely.
we go. That works.
So go ahead and with an athletics or with advantage on your athletics check because Cloud Reaper is helping you out.
Okay.
Delegation, buddy.
6.
Just fall out of my
What
hand.
does it look like when you fall out of this tree? How does this go so poorly?
I feel like I fall and I fall right back onto Cloud Reaper's face.
Yeah, you're like I believe, and then just drop
Right back
like a
down.
stone.
It's up
Like he
there.
just slipped out of his fingers, like
Yeah.
It's up there, Flix.
Yeah, I see it and I try to point where I see the glint, and then I'm like, oh.
I'm gonna-
Cloud
I'll
Reaper's
try
gonna start trying to shake the tree.
Okay, I will.
No.
All right,
Oh.
give me an athletics to shake this tree.
Okay.
Can I give him advantage
Yeah,
by
yeah,
helping shake?
definitely. So the two beef boys on standing on either
Two
side.
big boys. 23.
Oh.
All right. So as you do so, and this tree is like, this is a thick tree. This is like you
I'm
can't.
a beefy boy.
Yeah, you can't get your arms around it all together. But between Tracy and Cloud Reaper, just like you get this like going back and forth here. And as you do, like the branches begin to like barely shake at the top of this tree. And you see also a bunch of like people around the square are looking over like, what are these assholes doing? And then as you're shaking this tree, you hear a very, very angry "Grah!" like up from the top of this tree. And you see now that this large winged shape like ascends up above the tree here. There was a freaking giant eagle like inside of this tree here. So now this thing is like, it's got like a 12-foot wingspan and it's like flapping up above this tree and just looks pissed. Let's go ahead and roll for initiative.
Jesus.
I hope this is no like symbol of the town.
That's the state bird.
Wah, wah.
All right.
19.
Let's go around. Toki, what did you get?
20.
Toki 20. Hylia.
Critical 1, but with +2, 3.
All right. Woohoo! And Cloud Reaper.
7.
Okay. And Tracy.
12.
Okay. And Matthias.
19.
Okay. 19. And Flix.
10.
Okay. And let me roll for my Big Bird. Oh, that's his name, Big Bird.
Really?
Oh, no.
I've done it! The best DM in the
His
world!
best friend Snuffleupagus.
Yes. How did you know?
We're gonna find a mammoth later, guys.
Oh no.
2 eggs.
Hey, it's an imaginary mammoth.
But I spelled bird with a U, so, you know. He's
Wow.
exotic.
Got
It's a
that
legally
copyright
distinct
infringement.
big bird.
Right.
Yep, don't sue us, Sesame Street. I'm sorry. Alright, let me pull up my stat block. Where are we, Big Bird? Come on. There it is. Okay. So this creature is going to look down at the source of its discomfort. And it's gonna look between Tracy and look between Cloud Reaper and then dive for Tracy.
Oh, absolutely hunting the rabbit.
Let's see. Okay, so wow, it rolled an 18. So is 23 gonna hit you, friend?
Oh yes, it is.
Cool.
No, don't worry about that.
All right, so I'm gonna roll. That was its beak. Definitely
It's
hits.
fine. Don't worry about it.
But it will miss with its talons. So as it comes down, this giant bird, descends like in this dive bomb. Before you all can even react or really see what's happening here, and you feel this sharp pain like on the side of your cheek as this bird takes a giant snap at you here. So you are going to take. That's going to be 7 piercing damage. As this, yeah. Mhm.
Can I just have an inner monologue of it's going to be fun? They said they're going to relax. They said
R&R. They said caca. And so as this bird, dives by and then takes a big chunk of your cheek with it, and so it's up in the air now, kind of like hovering down, and the people who are closest in the square are like screaming because like what the hell. This giant bird has suddenly appeared. All right, and then Toki, we're up to you.
Okay, so how high do you think the bird would be at this point?
So probably only about, let's call it 10 feet, since it like kind of dived up and now it's like hovering.
Okay, well, I'm going to jump into the air as my movement
Yes.
and punch the bird.
Whoa! I love it. Let's see it.
With my fists.
Yes. Yes. This is magic.
13 plus 7.
Yeah,
So
you
20.
Yeah, you could definitely punch this bird.
Hashtag monk life.
Yeah. Yes. Roll your damage, please.
7 damage.
Okay. Oh my god.
And as my bonus action, I'm going to pop a flurry of blows.
Punch it again.
Yes.
oh Lord.
Yes. Yes.
Poor bird.
What'd
So
you...
it's two attacks on it.
Okay.
Let's see. It's going to be a 19
Yes.
and a 16.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Hold on really quick. Where is that? And I'm going to use my open hand technique since it hits both of them. And let's see. It can't take any reactions till the end of my next turn.
Okay. Oh my god. Well, roll that damage. Let's see if it survives your fists of fury.
That's 6 and 6.
Okay. This bird is messed up. Can you describe what does your flurry of blows look like? What does this look like?
Just crouches down and jumps really high and then just rapid punches.
Yeah, I imagine Toki comes through like with a big fist, and then maybe you bring one of your little like rabbit feet and like kick it up like in the middle. And this bird didn't see this coming. All of a sudden, this bunny is like here, and it's just like, and you're just wrestling with this bird in midair, and it's like trying to scrabble at you, but you are beating the shit out of this bird. All right, and then Matthias, we're up to you.
I'm just gonna take my short bow and try and fire arrow at it.
Absolutely.
7?
No, that is not going to hit. Yeah, Toki at the last minute is like struggling with this bird, so you just miss your shot as this happens. But anything else?
I don't think I have. No, I can't do that yet. Nope, that's it.
All right, and then Tracy.
I stare at the bird and like just like something snaps in my brain as I go into one of my rages. Fuck this bird for dive bombing me.
Bird.
I grab one of my javelins off my back, yell "Oi!" and then just throw it as hard as I can at the bird.
And then bird goes.
That would be a 14 to hit.
Yes, that will hit the bird.
Okay, so that deals. And because of my my rage is +2, and my divine fury, because I'm a zealot barbarian, I add an additional 1d6 +1 radiant damage.
Oh, no.
Ooh, who wants shish kebabs?
So that's 10 damage altogether to the bird.
How do you want to murder this bird?
I pull my javelin back, yell "Oi!" as like whatever god gives me the strength, like just channels lightning through it.
Mm-hmm.
Just throw it. The javelin goes into the bird, and just like an electrical shock all throughout its body as it falls to the ground.
Yes, you all smell fried chicken. As
Flix is hungry.
As Toki and the bird fall, he wants to grab a hold of the javelin.
Yeah. Oh god. So this is happening. So this bird, there's like this moment of quiet as this happens, and then from up above in the tree, you hear "Caw-caw!" and 2 more of these birds rise up from above, intent on raining hell down upon you. All right.
Another javelin.
It was a family.
Oh
no.
You murders. All right. Anything else for your turn, Tracy, since we're still technically in initiative?
I'm gonna give the birds the finger.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You're gonna flip the bird?
You flip the bird, the birds?
The bird.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
so
my shield.
let's see. Bert and Ernie do not appreciate this.
Bird and Ernie?
Bert, beard, shit. Oh, wow. What a day. What a day. All right, and then Flix, we are up to you. So there are 2 birds now, and they are up high, so probably about 30 feet at the top of this tree here.
Oh boy. All right. Flix is going to ready in action, and the next time one of them dive bombs, cast Entangle to try and snare them when they get close to the ground.
Okay.
And, if they fail their save, they become restrained. So all attacks will have advantage, and their speed becomes 0.
Okay, so ready that action. I'll note that down here. All right, and then Cloud Reaper. They're so high.
Oh, I think you're muted, Cloud.
They're so high.
High.
Yeah, I don't really have.
Throw Hilla fastball special.
Cloud Reaper knows he can't jump 30 feet. But
Toss me.
yeah, can I just hold action? Can I just?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you want your trigger condition to be?
If they get within 13 feet of the ground, I want to jump up and try and grapple one.
Love it. Grappling giant birds. Super into it. Okay, and then Hylia, we're up to you.
So I'm actually going to climb the tree to see what the thing was, since the birds are going to be going after these guys.
Yeah, definitely distracted. So go ahead and make me an athletics check.
That is a 14.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna say, this tree is difficult terrain. So I can say you Yeah. So if you spend your whole turn moving, I can let you get to the top of the tree. You cool with that?
Yeah.
All right. So as you do so, you climb up the thick, ancient branches of this very large tree, and you see way up at the tippy top, this very large nest that has been assembled. That's probably where all the eagles were hanging out. And you can see that mixed amongst a bunch of regular eggs, there is a shining blue egg in the middle of that nest there, and it is rattling.
Exciting.
I grab that one as well, but I also grab an eagle egg and eat that.
Oh my god! Eating its children! You're so lucky the birds can't see you right now. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Actually, it's their turn.
Oh, boy.
Oh, hell yeah.
They do call them eagle eyes for a reason. Whoa, okay, let's see you. Okay, so one of the birds doesn't. And what it is going to do, it is going to dive bomb upon, let's see. Which one? Okay, alright. Got it. So it is going to dive at Cloud Reaper as the other big boy in its vision. So that's going to trigger its condition as it drives comes down here. So go ahead, Flicks, and give me. Do I have to make a roll to avoid being entangled, or?
Does Cloud Reaper's condition? Because it won't get. It'll get to my condition before it gets down low enough to his condition, right?
It was just when it dived to be
okay.
in range.
Gotcha.
So I'll just
Cool.
go in initiative order.
Cool. That works. Just checking.
You're muted, Brandon.
Brandon.
Rip. So it is automatic, but it has to succeed on a DC 13 strength check to break out of the vines or become restrained.
Oh, so it's automatically entangled? That's...
Grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square, and I'm going to put it to where it doesn't hit my teammates or anything. From a point within range for the duration, these plants turn the ground in the area into difficult terrain. A creature in the area, when you cast the spell, must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained.
Okay, so it does. All right, gets a strength saving throw. Okay, so what I imagine this as is you make the tree itself, you're work with me, baby, and branches sprout off of this tree and go and try and grasp at this eagle itself. So the tree is attacking, and the eagle was not expecting that. So just mid-flight, as it gets down to the bottom, you see the tree reaches out, gimme, and pulls the eagle in closer to the bark, and the eagle's beating its wings and turning and trying to snap at the tree itself. So it is currently fighting with the tree here. So that is going to be its turn as it is entangled.
Nice.
All right, and then the second eagle saw Hylia up here on this branch. Hylia's precariously perched on the edge of this branch. You had to reach out to get this egg out of the next nest here, and you hear a caca sound from above. Is a 13 going to hit Hylia?
Nope.
Okay. So this bird is just furious, and it's trying to dive at you, but there are a bunch of branches in the way that it built, obviously, to protect its nest. But you can see now that this eagle is coming for you. So you are engaged at the top with this eagle. Oh boy. And then Toki, we are going to jump to you.
So is the bird in the tree, the one that's attacking Hylia, or is it outside of the tree where I can still see it?
So the bird, there's one at the very, very top of the tree with Hylia, so 30 feet up there, and they're fighting. So it's still in the air, but in the area. And then there's also a bird at the the base of the tree that is currently entangled.
Okay. Well,
And because speaking is a free action, if it helps, I'm planning to go up to the top to help Hylia.
don't worry about it.
Okay.
And I land on the ground from my 10-foot jump and jump again. And I jumped to 30 feet because the boots of springing lets you jump your walking speed, and I have a walking speed of 45 feet.
Yes.
This is insane.
And
It's a bunny.
I'm going to try to grapple it and pile drive it into the ground.
Right then.
I'm so into
And
this.
if you pile drive it into the entanglement, it also becomes entangled.
I can try to aim for it.
All right, give me that sweet athletics check and let's
Oh my
do
God.
this.
This is crazy.
23.
Okay. So I got a 17, so the bird doesn't go without a fight. What does this look like? As you what?
It just crouched out, jump with both arms extended, grabs both of the wings, and just turns body downward.
Yeah, so Hylia, you're just like on this branch and this bird almost attacked you, and then this giant rabbit springs and like leaps over the tree, and the eagle's just like, ah! Like,
I'm like, oh, this is normal.
this
Toki's
is
like
fine.
apex predator. What?
All right, so Toki, so you just want to free fall with this bird?
And then he moves one of his arms like into its chest, so it's aiming down, so its arm will crush its body.
Okay. I will have you also take falling damage, but
That's
I
fine.
will reduce it by 1 since you're landing on the bird.
Bird.
So,
Bird cushion.
go ahead and roll me 3d6 for the falling damage for the bird.
Oh dear.
This is buck
12.
wild. Buck wild. God. So you and give me a percentage or roll to see if you land in the entangle.
Just straight Tom Petty.
Free falling, baby.
I got 3 zeros, so
Okay, so 100%. So you 100% entangle this bird.
Overachieving.
Wow.
I'll take a picture of this.
This is
It's hilarious.
insane. All right. So you just like Toki just jumps out of the tree, and then this terrified eagle just like lands down, so you can all see it like up coming down towards you here. And you just hear this like crunching sound as Toki like lands on top of this eagle, and it's right at the base of the tree. And so the tree goes, gimme, 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 and like sneaks out a bunch of branches, and then like picks up like this now like broken and bloody bird, and it's just like ah. So both of the eagles are currently like grappled in the remains of this tree here. So actually, Cloud Reaper, if you wanted to grapple this eagle since it fell down here, you totally could.
I think it's restrained. I was trying to get it to the whole point was to get it to the ground, so it's there.
Yeah. So
So,
they're there.
yeah,
you
yeah,
are
Cloud Reaper's that plan, it goes away.
okay. All right, and then we move on to Matthias. So now the two birds are at the bottom here, being entangled by the tree.
So they are, I'm assuming most of us are within 5 feet of the birds then.
Yeah, at this point.
So I will drop my short bow on the ground, draw my rapier, and try and hit it with that instead, because I get extra damage if I hit it. 13?
13? We'll hit it. Yeah,
Nice. Okay,
that's the number.
so
Are you hitting the really bad looking one or the other one that looks slightly less bad?
I'm going to do the one that looks slightly less bad.
Okay.
So, ooh, that's okay. 15 damage.
Okay, yeah, how you want to kill this bird?
Shanked.
I think with my rapier, I'm basically just going to try and Zorro out its heart.
Yeah.
Just
You do so. This bird, at this point, is just grateful to die.
The last of its line.
Yep. So you destroy this bird so thoroughly.
It's done with eggs.
And the tree seems a little bit disappointed.
I'm sure it is.
So it kind of recedes its branches back. Like
It still
into
has
its
one.
trunk. Yep. It's got one snack. Anything else for your turn?
No, that will be it.
All right, and then Tracy, we are at you.
Since it's entangled, do I get advantage on the attack rolls? Or
Yeah, is it restrained technically?
Yes.
Oh, then yes, you get advantage.
restrained? Okay, cool. So I'm going to go Sorry, I'm going to go to the really fucked up bird, look it in its bird eyes. My eyes turn black and I'm like, caca, motherfucker. With my, oh, that was cocked with my battle axe. Okay, that would be.
But you have a battle axe.
Yes.
So much murder.
Does a 15 hit?
Yeah.
All right. So plus 6. Okay, that is another 12 points of damage.
How would you like to end this bird's life?
I say, "Come, motherfucker," and then swing it at its neck and just leave my axe implanted in the tree with its head on one side and the rest of its body on the other.
Yeah.
Flix is horrified that you've put an axe in this tree.
Yeah.
Like, is absolutely
dare you.
horrified.
So and as battle sort of winds down, you see that there are a bunch of like children standing around, like looking at these birds like
And if it's still my turn, I'm gonna yell, "Boo!"
and they just scatter. Absolutely.
Cloud Reaper is gonna reach a hand out and kind of pet the feathers.
Yeah.
Toki's gonna take the javelin with the cooked bird on it and hand it to Cloud Reaper and go, lunch.
Oh, thank you.
Snick. All right. And meanwhile, Hylia, while you are up in the tree, so this egg begins to hatch. So yep, that same cracking sound as before, and you see that appearing amidst all of these normal eagle eggs, there is another blue dragon, and this one kind of like looks around and it like looks off the edge of the nest here and like looks back at you and it goes, Zills! Zills! And then you hear like a scuttling from your pack, and the other one pokes her head out and she goes, Madra! Zills! Madra! And they're like talking back and forth to each other, and then Zills begins to climb like precariously like on the branches trying to get towards you.
Yeah, I reach out the hand to grab at it.
Yeah, you grab at it like just as it was like about to fall, because its head is too big, because it's a baby, so it's like leaning precariously off. So you extend your hand and it gratefully like climbs up onto your back. So now Madra's sitting on one shoulder and Zills is on the other, and they're just like chattering back and forth, and they keep doing this thing where they actually like go zip, and like this zap like of electricity hits one and then it hits the other, and then they go zip.
They're picking on each other. I love it.
So I feel like Cloud Reaper is gonna need to pull like a whole Princess Bride thing with Hylia and like have her jump out of the tree.
Yeah.
And like, hey lady, I'll catch you.
Oh.
I doubt it. But Tarana Bow.
Go ahead and give me an athletics to see if you can get Julia.
Okay.
Swear to God, catch me.
I swear to God.
I gotta find my modifier here. You want a modifier. 15 with my +6.
Yeah. Yes, you can catch Hylia. Falls not as gracefully as Princess Bride, because come on, gravity. But you also see that these two now little hatchlings, they put out their wings on either side, and they're just like fluttering down in the wind, and they're going, ah! So you land and you catch Hylia now. So you are there. There are 3 dead birds, and you have 2 of these hatchlings.
Well, if you want any eggs, there's eggs up there. I didn't eat all of them.
Take a bird head and starts chewing on it.
Cloud Reaper still wants to go find blue ribbons.
Yeah,
We gotta find Veruca.
Yeah, we gotta find 2 more.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you begin walking around, trying to keep an eye out for that kid that you saw before, who was second place.
Thanks for scaring the group of kids we could have asked, by the way.
So you begin to walk around, and you don't see her anywhere outside. So you start to check like the couple businesses that are still open here. So you got the Striped Unicorn. There's also a chocolate shop that has its doors open right now. And every time you pass by it, just this wonderful waft of like just dark chocolate, cacao hits your noses. And you can hear from inside there are yipping sounds every once in a while. And as you kind of stick your head in, you see, indeed, your old friend. This girl is sitting there, and she's got, like, just her baskets of eggs kind of spread out around her. And she's got this big, big dog that's sitting with her there. And, like, every once in a while, you know, kind of, like, try to snap at one of the eggs. And she, like, boops it on the snoot.
A dog.
Yeah.
It should be.
Oh no.
Cloud Reaper wants to pet the puppy. So he's gonna duck his huge ass body up into this like shop.
Into the chocolate shop there.
And
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, and so you can see here, there's very few other people sitting in here. This girl is taking over like 3 of the tables, like on her own, has got her whole thing and all her eggs laid out. And like the person working behind the counter is just kind of nervously glancing at her every once in a while. And you see she looks over and she takes this big old bite, like bites off the head of a chocolate bunny and like looks at the shopkeeper and he just like looks down.
Cloud Reaper wants to come over to her space, and he's going to ask if he can pet. Hey, can I pet your puppy? But he's looking at the table to see if he can see one of the eggs.
Sure. Are you just kind of scanning everything going on?
I'm just kind of scanning, just looking for it.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do active or passive, whatever you prefer.
No, I just wanted to know if you were trying to hide your intentions or not.
No, I want to pet the puppy, but at the same time, there's a table full of eggs in front of me. And
Yeah.
Cloud Reaper isn't stupid. He just sounds dumb.
Yeah.
Is the chocolate shop within 30 feet of the center of town for the detect magic?
Oh, that actually is on your eyes. So I'm gonna say
I thought it was a sphere.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So it changes your eyesight to be magic eyesight. So as you kind of filter in here, so Cloud Reaper, you see at the same time that Flix sees that blue ping of light. In one of her baskets, there is certainly one of these blue eggs, and it is shaking. It looks like it's about ready to go. And
Who wants to stealth?
Is it?
I'm not going to be stealthy at all. I'm going to grab the basket.
Is it within reach of the edge of the table? Because I will 100% walk up.
I can cast
that's what-
advantage on stealthing.
I will take that.
The
I'm gonna
blessing
go
of the
up and-
trickster.
Flix is gonna go up and taunt the little girl some more. Distract her.
okay.
Just stand behind Flix.
Can
Toki will just walk over and go, the king and his entourage need these eggs.
All right. So order of operations I'm seeing here. So we all walk in. Cloud Reaper is like, "Hey, can I pet your dog?" And Ronnie like is about to say something real smart to you, and everybody like starts filtering in here, and then just basically starts grabbing at this basket here. Flix is slinging insults. This little girl sitting back here like, "What the fuck?" And the dog starts getting like really pissed by all of these people suddenly like in its face right now. And Ronnie's like, "Hey, you can't take that. You can't take that. That's mine."
I'm the king. I can do what I want.
No, you can't.
I'm bigger than you.
I'm going to start screaming.
Is he bigger than her?
Oh, yeah.
I'm 7 foot tall.
Oh yeah. Oh, bunny. I'm sorry.
Imagined a tiny bunny. She's like, "Give that back now, or I'm gonna get you in so much trouble."
We'll see about that.
I think, yeah.
I don't think
think-
she could get the king in trouble.
I have a feeling we need to. Yeah.
She can
I
try
think-
to scream.
Cloud
I
Reaper
think-
is going to start petting her dog, but slightly aggressively.
I'm gonna look.
Like,
As all this is happening, she goes, "Ah!" and just begins screaming
I cast
bloody murder.
silence.
Okay.
I was hoping somebody had that.
So she goes, "Ah!" and then you cast your spell, and she's like,
It's an improvement.
I love it.
Just like slamming her fist down on the table, and you can tell the dog now is going ape shit. So
I think we should just turn around and walk out.
Yeah.
We got the egg.
Right, that's what
Let's
I'm saying.
go.
Just take the egg and leave.
Just leave
That's
her silenced
all
and
we need.
walk.
Confused. It's fine.
I'm going
and the
to,
chocolate shop guy behind the counter is just like,
I'm going to
So
go to the
Cloud
chocolate
Reaper,
shop.
with his bunny ears still on, by the way, is gonna look at the shopkeeper and just smile like really big, like missing a tooth, and just.
And Tracy is going to just take a gold out of his pack
yeah.
and just place it in the chocolate shop guy's hands and just point towards the back door.
Yeah, he takes it and he looks at Ronnie, who's still just going. She's like throwing eggs at all of you now, so there's like hard-boiled eggs are like smattering against you.
Wait.
So who has the basket with the dragon egg in it right now? Was it me or was it?
I mean, if I did anything, all I did was take the blue egg.
Okay,
But I don't know if that's what happened.
I'm
you know?
fine with that.
I mean,
We just,
Yeah.
I think we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Small child.
Yeah, chocolate shop guy, like, yeah, indicates definitely like that through the employees only door. He's like,
And as she throws eggs at us, Toki catches them and throws them back at her because he's a monk.
yeah,
Any that
Right,
come
and she's
my
just
way that I
like-
catch, I will eat.
yeah,
Catch one in my mouth.
yeah.
Redirect missile. I love it.
So you're doing so in the middle of this egg fight. You manage to like back out of the employees only room, and go through the small kitchen area there, and pop out into the back door of this alleyway. And it is right at this moment, Matthias, that you feel the egg crack apart in your hand here. And let me just double check what this one's name is. Okay, and you see a pair of big old blue eyes looking up at you, and this one goes, and makes like a little shocky thing, so your hand just, and it travels like up your blue scales in a very familiar and comforting way, and it goes, Sinine,
Sinine.
and it like snuggles like up into the crook of your arm. And then you hear the other two, Madra, and like zip, 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 and like all of this electricity now, and you begin to actually smell something burning, Hylia, from your pack.
Nice.
Oh no!
And you hear, like,
Your children
Oh, no.
are so rambunctious, Hylia.
mhm. Yeah, and Zills
didn't
is
ask for
yeah
this.
climbing up now and trying to sit on your head. Zills is like really all about being high up, so his little like claw feet are just sticking into your head.
All right, we got one more.
Everybody, go ahead and give me perception checks at this time.
Oh, that's not bad.
22.
Okay.
19.
14. Oh,
8.
15.
5.
Ooh.
13.
All right. So for those of you who got like 12 plus, as you step back outside, the day started out really lovely. It was a nice spring day. Sun was shining down. But now things have gotten a lot darker. Clouds have begun to roll in. Every once in a while, it's like at that like pre-rain feeling. The air is getting heavy with moisture, and you can see off in the distance lots of dark clouds are beginning to move in, and you can see lightning that is roiling through them off in the distance. So looks like some real bad weather is coming your way.
I think the
Now-
cultists might be getting aggravated that they can't find these eggs.
Oh, speaking of those, during the hunt, I think I saw those guys.
Oh, that was interesting
glad you
information
shared
to
that with us
have.
when it was
There-
pertinent.
there's-
So, yeah.
Glad you shared now.
Good teamwork, guys. We hassled a small child and killed a lot of
What?
eagles.
So Cloud Reaper is going
Teamwork
to say,
makes the
where,
dream
where
work. We're
did
not
you
done
see
yet.
them?
I saw them over by the inn tavern, and like there's a blue robed one and there's a black robed one. I can't remember what the last one was, so they're just in robes creeping about.
Hmm.
So we have lightning dragons and a storm rolling in.
Maybe it's their
I mean,
moms.
they'll be fine.
Methinks connected.
Methinks cultists
Baby.
found one. But we don't know that. So Cloud Reaper is going to do something, if you don't mind. He's going to reach into, he has a small pouch strapped across his chest, and he is going to reach into the small pouch and pull out a small furry ball, and he's going to toss it up. This is my unique item.
Yes.
And a cute little juvenile black bear appears when that fluffy ball hits the ground. However, it is pastel, similar to the color of the bag.
It's like a little Anne Frank bear.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm sorry, Lisa Frank bear. Why
Yes,
Anne
yes.
Anne
Frank?
Frank.
Oh. It's not hiding.
I got dark real fast, Celeste.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Storm clouds rolling in. I don't know, man.
And he's gonna say, "Hi, little guy," and he's going to fish that piece of shell out of his pocket and see if he can smell it.
I see.
And possibly track another egg by the smell, because bears get advantage on
perception. Smell-based perception.
Smell-based perception.
Hell yeah, I love this idea. Go ahead and roll that.
So, advantage, huh? Thank you, Jesus.
Easter, yay! Thanks, Jesus.
That's my reference. 12.
12. Okay. What is your bear's name?
My bear's name is Fuzzy.
Fuzzy Wuzzy is a bear.
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Yes, Fuzzy Wuzzy.
What's the hair?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi,
so,
Fuzzy Wuzzy. Can you find this?
What's the hair status?
The what?
What's the hair status on Fuzzy Wuzzy?
How fuzzy was he?
He's very fuzzy. Fuzzy Wuzzy was very fuzzy, was he?
Was he?
Yes.
Was he?
Was he?
That's how it went.
It's, yeah.
Wow.
It's pastel blue. It's very fuzzy.
So Fuzzy looks up at you with his little bear eyes, and he, tentatively sniffs this egg that you're holding out, and it goes, and it begins to like waddle off in a direction.
I think I'm gonna follow Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Leo wants to ride Fuzzy Wuzzy.
I was just about to ask him.
I think the kobold could, but that's not my call. He is friendly to. So the description here is the animal is friendly to party members, friendly to you and your companions.
There you go.
Yeah, and I can use a bonus action to command how it moves or what actions to take on its turn. So.
I will say, Hylia, if you try to get close to the bear, your dragons start like snapping at it and start doing that little like electricity thing in between them, and they get a real mean look in their eye. So
Okay, I'm not going to attempt
yeah,
to.
so you as you
like,
do so.
Going to.
Yeah.
Wait,
So Flix, yeah, you can step forward, yeah, as your little dragons, and then go, like as you back away. But Flix, yeah, absolutely. Fuzzy turns towards you and just looks at you with his little blue bear eyes.
I'm gonna pet it. I'm gonna pet it very gently, and like druid, one with animals thing.
Yeah.
And try to just be very calm, and I'm totally gonna like climb on its back.
Yeah, and Fuzzy totally loves it. Yeah, Fuzzy like kind of like crouches down a little bit for you, and then goes up and walking with his little bear like intern toes starts.
I have a mighty steed.
And Fuzzy goes.
Toki's gonna notice how Hylia is disappointed. He's gonna offer his hand to Hylia. You take the hand,
Okay.
and he picks her up and puts her on his shoulders. And then
I'm grabbing your ears and I'm gonna steer like this.
Yeah, you hold, and I'm gonna say, hold on tightly, and I'm going to jump on top of a building to follow the bear.
All right.
Grab tight.
Yeah, that's
hope
probably
you like
terrifying.
your
This was the best uncommon item I've ever played with.
Yes. Yes.
We have now formed the Rabbled.
So good. The rabbled. The fearsome rabbled. It shall be spoken of in legends for years to come. So you continue on following Fuzzy, who leads you back towards that tavern, and then kind of sniffs the air around you, and then seems to make a decision and walks off towards it's moving towards this building that looks like an abandoned or closed down tailor shop, based on you can see like a little spool sign up in the corner here. You do see that the doors and windows have been boarded over.
It's always an abandoned building.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and definitely Fuzzy gets towards like this doorway and is sniffing just around the area, and it stops moving.
Is the door locked?
Boarded over.
It's boarded over.
Cloud Reaper's gonna open that door.
Sure. Yeah. So you can definitely, you want to just manhandle this door?
I have a great axe.
Good choppy.
No. You said it's boarded over, so there's some wood there to chop through. I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Give me an athletics anyway, just to see how you get through the store.
17.
Okay, yeah, you just bang that great axe into this door here, and with loud crashing and a couple like good hits, you just rend this door completely asunder, and you all begin to hear sounds of chaos coming from inside of this building. As this happens, you hear 3 voices in who speaks Draconic? Hylia.
It's common like
Matthias.
Draconic.
I do.
Yeah, Hylia and Matthias, you definitely pick up sounds of Draconic speech. 3 distinct voices going, "What? No, we'll get it! Just get it! No, get it in the bag!" And they're like, "Fuck! It burned me! Oh God!" And just chaos. And then every once in a while, you hear crackling like electricity sounds coming from inside.
I
assume Fuzzy Wuzzy's going through the door now that it's open, right?
Fuzzy's definitely not. Doesn't want to mess with that.
Okay.
Fuzzy.
I'm going straight in.
Yeah. Tracy is going in after.
Can I edit
Flix
this?
is riding Fuzzy, so
Sorry.
Cloud Reaper's gonna follow them through the door and say, "Come on, Fuzzy."
And Mac, sorry, what was that?
While he was breaking down the door, I wanted to do something else. Is there a window near the roof?
Yeah, sure.
I just want Toki just wants to lean over and punch his fist through the wood.
Yeah.
So we can enter from 2 different directions.
Yeah, you do. So you and Hylia are on top here. I'll say there's a skylight. Why not? So you can dramatically smash the skylight.
Nice.
toss an axe at one of them.
Yep. So you dramatically smash this skylight, and then everybody else was heading in there. Yeah.
Mhm.
And Cloud Reaper is trying to talk Fuzzy into coming in.
He will follow direction.
Okay.
Got it. As part of his bonus action, I give it a command. So
I see. Okay, so Fuzzy will
and I
go
can
in.
just give it general orders.
Yeah. All right. So once you all come inside from either above or the front door, what you see here is that this abandoned room, there's furniture that's been like thrown off to the sides. You see that there was like a counter that would have been the service counter that's all closed down here. But in one corner of the room, there are 3 of the same robed figures that you saw from before. So there is one wearing a it's a red robed one, a green robed one, and a black robed one. And they are fighting with this thing. So you see that there's actually a blue dragon that's been backed up into the corner, a hatchling, backed up into the corner here, kind of like on a stack of boxes, and it keeps breathing down like electricity like onto these 3. And you see they have like sacks and baskets, and they're just trying to capture this thing here. So let's go ahead and roll for initiative. I know we may not have to jump right into combat, but since
we are.
just to regulate.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Oh, finally.
All right. So Toki, what'd you get?
It's a 19.
Okay, and
Thank God for +5.
Hylia.
I got a 19 as well.
Woo!
19 buddies.
Okay, and then Cloud Reaper.
19.
What? Wild. Okay. What is your dexterity, Toki?
My modifier is +5.
Oh, okay. So you're going first. And then Hylia, what was your dex?
+2.
Okay. And
Same.
seems. Right. What's your total score, Hylia?
14 dexterity.
Same.
I'm just gonna
Hylia's
say-
with
Should we just
Hylia's
roll
with
again?
Toki, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hylia's with Toki, so if he gets a higher, I feel it's appropriate that she would act when he does.
Cool. All right. Then
That's
I will
fair.
put
Yeah.
Toki, Hylia, Cloud Reaper, Tracy. Don't say 19.
It's like 19 minus 11.
Okay.
19 minus 11.
Okay. All right. And then Matthias.
I rolled a 19, but I have a 22.
Okay. Don't mess with me. All right. And then Flix.
17.
Okay. All right. And then let me roll for my dude bros.
Oh, that's funny because you're riding the bear and you'll act right after me.
So my cultists will go. Yeah. Okay. So Matthias, you have the first move here. So you see this situation. The cultists are currently super busy with what's going on, so they haven't had time to turn and address you all yet.
But they are facing the
dragon. Yeah. So the corner
I
of the room
really
there.
just want to take the dragon and leave. I will look at all the things that I can do.
Yes.
I think I will just take. I think I'm gonna say to the cultists, if you give us the dragon, we will leave you alone.
Okay. Are you making a persuasion check or intimidation? Or what's the play?
Yeah, intimidation, I think.
All right. Go ahead and
All of us standing around.
yeah,
you.
roll with
Right.
advantage because y'all.
Alright.
Yeah, Toki and Hylia have popped in from above. You look like a
have
pretty
a bear
badass.
with
You
me.
have a bear.
18.
With a halfling riding it.
Okay. So
And I have a dragon on my shoulder already.
yes. So as this happens, the cultists turn and look at you, and then they look up. They're like, "Fuck, what? Oh." What? And then at this point the hatchling shoots one in the butt with some lightning and it goes ah! And these guys look like they have had just a day.
I say again, just get out of here.
And they all kind of look at each other, passing back and forth, giving side eyes. And then they all seem to defer to the one in the red here. So let me see what he.
Continue.
Let's see. I do have advantage against me. And this one who appears to be he's like a human man, maybe in his 50s. He looks at you and he's like, "You know what? You turn over those dragons, then we can part ways. How about that? And you won't get hurt."
So if we kill the one in the red, the rest will flee, right?
The other two look pretty nervous by what's
Right.
going on. And as the red one says that, both the green and the black ones are kind of like, dude.
So I'm assuming the intimidation is my action, right?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
right
all right,
now,
all right.
yeah. So this
Yeah,
is
no, that's fine. Yep.
what's happening here. So the
Yeah.
room is kind of silent at this
Mhm.
moment. Oh, okay, and then it's the cultist's turn. Cool. Yes.
Oh,
so
wow.
the red one is going to say he waits for a beat, and then nobody makes a move. And he opens up his mouth and just fire starts pouring out, and he is breathing his breath weapon upon you, Matthias. So this is a human who opens up his jaws and flame comes out like
okay.
a dragon.
I can play that game.
Yes, go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw. Actually, this is going to be a cone, so everybody who walked in the front door, go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw.
Should I roll?
And you said
for
it's
Fuzzy Wuzzy?
fire.
Yeah.
It's
Rooftop
not lightning.
buddies.
Fire. The red guy is breathing fire.
13.
Okay. 3? Nice.
Oh.
Sick.
You said dexterity? 16.
Okay. And the bear?
21.
Bear!
Jesus.
Fuzzy! Not fucking around.
I got a 12. Cloud Reaper got a 12.
That's okay. So a 10 is all you needed. Otherwise, you take half damage. Okay, so it's going to be 10 fire damage for those who failed, and so 5 for anybody who passed the save. This cultist just opens up his jaws, and flame comes out, and the other two are like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing this. And then, so the black one is going to open up his mouth and do the same thing. I need everybody to go ahead and make another dexterity saving throw.
Also fire.
No, this is acid that this guy is breathing out on you all.
I mean, everyone on the ground floor.
Yes.
Not
Toki
the
and Hilly are
rooftop buddies.
cool. Yeah. Y'all are cool. All right.
17.
Okay, so same deal. Anybody who got below a 10, that's going to be 7 damage. Above a 10 goes down to 3 damage.
Okay.
And guess what? The other one's doing.
I wonder.
So Green is going to open up his mouth and breathe. Oh, everybody needs to make a Constitution saving throw as poison is pouring out of this guy's mouth.
Oh no.
Oh, thank goodness. That's what I'm good at.
14.
All right.
As Hylia and Toki are just fine.
Just
I also got a 14.
okay. So that will be 8 damage to anybody who rolled below, and 4 to anybody who rolled above.
Ouch.
So in rapid succession, all 3 of these cultists let off their breath weapons here, and we are thoroughly in combat. Yes.
Can I ask something?
Yes.
Would Sir Pip Whiskers have been harmed by these?
No.
Okay, good.
Your precious baby angel. No.
Thanks.
Baby.
Yeah. So the way like familiars or pets work for me, if they are actively in combat taking actions, they're fair game for me to damage. But if they're just like on your person, not
Right.
engaged. So like I'm not going to be hurting like the hatchlings, for example, unless you're trying to get them to attack.
Because
Oh, no.
Bury my axe in everyone's chest.
Oh no, it's like herding cats.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do it.
You're just new. Yes.
Yep.
So that is the cultist turn, and then Toki, we go to you. So you are diving it. What's happening?
I'm on the roof. Are the cultists under the skylight?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Are they
better.
clustered together?
Yeah.
All right. So,
Why not?
I'm gonna try to do something
Okay.
because he's got very angry at the cultists hurting his friends.
Yeah.
He's going to look up at Hylia and go, "Hold on, very tight. How far is the roof down from the floor?"
It's like maybe a 15-foot drop.
Okay, I'll jump
The
an
dragon
extra.
out of my bag.
Yeah. I'm going to jump an extra 20 feet into the air and then butt slam the middle one with my arms out like this so it knocks all 3 of them on the ground.
I love this. Yes. Roll an attack
Some WWE shit
I'm
going
sorry,
on.
are
you?
Rolling to butt slam?
to
I'm rolling
roll.
to literally butt slam.
Roll the
Hell
butt
yes.
slam. Yep.
Down B.
Down, be better.
what do I add for butt slam?
Use it like your fist attack, like a normal attack for you,
Okay, so
since your body is a weapon as a monk.
This is 19.
Oh my god, yes.
Cannonball!
I'm a +7 to hit, so
All right, so go ahead and roll your damage for me.
what would you like me to roll for butt slam damage?
So roll like your fist damage, we'll call it.
Okay. So 3 + 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hell yeah. So I'm gonna say, yeah, you come down, your giant bunny body falls, and cultists were like, what the hell? They're just like, they're like wiping their mouth, from like acid and fire and stuff. And then all of a sudden a bunny just descends on them. So you all see this, and I'm gonna say they all get like thrown prone as this happens. So each of them is gonna take that 8 damage from your butt slam. And you are here now.
Yeah.
And they are all knocked on their asses like, what is happening? And this whole time, again, the hatchlings, too, are going, again as like their wings are out. They are loving that they're jumping around here. So I'm gonna say that takes your whole standard action
That's
to
fine
do
with me.
so. Wow.
Do I get a bonus action?
Sure. What would you like?
Just punch the red one in the head with just a regular attack.
Yeah, go for it.
He's obviously the leader, so
Yes, he is definitely the leader.
17 plus 7.
Yeah, go roll it, my dude.
3 plus 5, so is it 8 again?
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So 8. Oh, math. Okay. Yeah. So you just hit him square in the face. He's already down, and you are kicking him while he's down. I just imagine your bunny feet like slapping him. As he's going, and he's just like, what? As this is happening. All right, and then Hylia. So now you're here too. So it's up to you.
So how close is Cloud Reaper and Tracy?
I think probably within 5 feet or so of each
5
other.
feet? Okay, so Hylia's gonna whip out her prayer book and place it on top of his head and cast Bless on Tracy, Cloud Reaper, and Toki.
Very nice. All right. You all are blessed.
And what does Bless do?
Bless gives you a 1d4 to your attack roll or saving throw.
Basically, the best. Bless is boss. Best spell. Okay, sweet. Anything else for your turn?
I'm probably gonna get off Toki.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be sick.
Dismount. Yes, so you can definitely get your own footing here. All right, and then Cloud Reaper, we're up to you.
I'm going to step up and just take out that two-handed axe and swing it. I think we've determined that this guy in red is obviously the leader, and with my military training, I know that that's going to be the most damaging thing I can possibly do to this group. So
absolutely.
Also, he burned me, and that hurt. Because burn scars, as many scars as I have, burn scars suck.
Yeah.
He's just gonna just swing down two-handed axe.
Bring it.
19 to hit.
Yeah. You can tell these guys are wearing armor, but can't stand up to a 19.
Oh my. I get to reroll ones because of my class. And I rolled a 1 again. So that sucked. 5 damage. But then I'm going to action surge and do it again.
Do it again.
Nice.
16 to hit?
Yes, just barely.
Don't forget you can add your bless.
Oh yeah, 1d4.
Yeah.
You also have advantage because they're prone.
Oh well, either way, I'm hitting. I guess I could roll for that.
You might nat 20.
Nat 20. Roll
Did
for that.
not nat 20.
All
So
right.
8 plus 4 is
Celeste, you're the best.
12 damage on my second chop, and then I'm going to. Is that a kill blow?
No,
or?
that's just an
Okay.
ouchies. That's
ouch.
ouch.
The black bear is also burned, looking a little rough, and I'm gonna say, "Sick him, Fuzzy Wuzzy." And so he's going to now attack Red Robe as well.
Yes.
I'll probably hop off the bear at that point.
Yeah.
You can ride him into fucking battle if you want. Your turn's next.
Little halfling war cry.
So he has multi-attack.
Yes.
And that is a
Advantage.
oh yeah, advantage. Thank you. I'm trying to do math over here.
It's
14
hard.
A 14.
That will not do it. Fuzzy
Okay.
cannot chew through.
Fuzzy cannot chew. So if he fails the bite attack, is he not get the claw attack?
No, he can try and make the claw attack as well.
Okay. 17 on the claw.
That will do it.
And that is a 2d4 plus 2. So give me a half a moment here. 2, 4, 6 more. Claw slashing damage.
Ooh, yeah. So Fuzzy tries to bite down, but maybe like his lip got burnt or something, so he's like, "Ow, wow." So he can't make that bite land. But yeah, begins to rake at this cultist with the claw, and this cultist is just like screaming at this point. And this is like the worst day ever. All right, and then moving to Flix.
Flix is gonna look at the cultists and just be like, "You guys should be nicer to these dragonlings." And with that, I'm gonna, as a bonus action, I'm going to wild shape into a giant dire wolf. And I promise I didn't know this was going to be dragon themed, but this is really cool because I picked dire wolf because Game of Thrones is awesome and I'm loving Game of Thrones right now. But the dire wolf is hot pink, just like my hair.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm really into
so
these.
You have like a pastel green bear standing next to a hot pink dire wolf.
I'm so into
just
this.
Easter things.
Yes. Yes.
And then so wild shape is a bonus action, and then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna attack the red cultist.
Yes.
Hillia's
Do it.
just loving these color choices.
Oh yeah, this is all fabulous.
I'm just wearing garish gold, so
Easter as heck.
Did you mute yourself, Brandon? What happened?
We lost you, Flix.
What?
We lost you, Flix.
Flix, tell us. Okay. I will wait on that damage. Okay, and then we're Tracy. We're at you.
Okay. Is Bless just like 1d4 for the duration of the spell, or like you can roll it each time?
You roll it each time.
Okay, I always thought it was the other way around, but I'm glad.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're
all right,
winning...
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Sorry.
Wait. What was the
sorry.
damage?
Sorry. I got an 18 to hit, and the damage is 2d6 plus 3.
That's what?
5 plus 2, so 7 plus 3, 10 damage.
Ooh, how you want to kill Red Robe?
oh.
I'm just gonna. I mean, I'm full on wolfed out now, and so I'm just right for the jugular,
Yeah, and
halfling don't joke around in wolf form.
yeah, and as you do so, there's still like a bunny sitting on top of this guy. So yeah, Toki, you're just sitting there like, as this wolf like rips out the throat of this cultist, and the other two are like, oh my god. Like, and the hatchlings are going. Yep, and that is your turn. Anything else, Flix?
Do we hear the fourth hatchling saying its name or whatever it is? Saying?
No. Right now, this hatchling up on top of the box looks terrified and is just like shooting lightning and like so angry right now. It's hissing. It's like a cornered cat.
All right.
Yeah. Anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sitting there snarling at this point. So.
Yeah. It takes you a while to notice all the red, out on the floor of its blood since it's soaking into the robes. All right, and then Tracy.
I'm gonna pop a rage and holy crap, does being hit by acid or really burn? So just simmering, I go over to the black robe cultist.
Yes.
I look down at him and say, remember who got you into this position, an overconfident old white guy. And then I swing my battle axe down at him.
Oh god.
An overconfident old white guy.
I have advantage, so I'm gonna...
Plus you have
Cards Against Humanity reference?
Does a 16 hit him?
Yes.
That's good. All right. And that's just 6 d8 d6 plus 3 or plus 7. Not great. That's only 10 points of damage.
Okay. Still a big old chunk out of this guy. Okay. And he's just like, oh my god. Oh my
Surrender,
god.
bitch.
He's like, okay, I'll surrender. Stop hitting me. And the other cult is like, stop. Just won't leave. We did it. We just needed the egg. They hatched. It's useless now. That they are trying to scream for mercy. And then Matthias, we're up to you. So they seem ready to call it quits. If
No mercy.
Yeah, it's almost too late. Now, I will say,
Flix
feel
is
like
full
they
on
were-
feral at this point.
yeah,
Cloud
yeah.
Reaper free action pets flicks.
I almost feel like it doesn't matter to some of us what I do at this point. I don't know. I was thinking of doing this before anyway, and I think I'm just going to ignore the situation and try and get the fourth dragon, using maybe my cat if he can sneak in here, or just the other dragon on my shoulder to kind of calm the fourth one down, get him onto my shoulder, just like take my whole action to ignore the whole combat. Because I feel like whatever happens, even if they just kill the cultists, that's fine. But if they don't, I'm okay with that too. So
yeah. So yeah, you are definitely gonna need to give me an animal handling check to try and calm down this dragon. Is basically, it was born and then was trying to get captured and is freaking traumatized.
yeah.
Goliath or Cloud Reaper is like,
6.
I want to help.
6.
Oh, 6. Yeah, so as you get closer to this dragon, it can't even like register that you're trying to help it.
Okay.
It just sends out like an electric bolt like towards
Okay.
you. So go ahead and take 1 point of lightning damage, which I guess you wouldn't since you're resistant.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So I will then at least just put the one that's on my shoulder down on the boxes next to him, and hopefully they can kind of calm each other down.
yeah, so the one you were carrying around, it was Zills, right? Or no,
No.
Sinine.
No.
So yeah.
Yeah, so Sinine like sets down, you set her down on these crates, and she like extends her neck out and is kind of making like a like sound, and the other one up is like and like just like sending out these little bolts, and then Sinine like sends out this big bolt right back, and the one up on top of the box looks kind of stunned like for a minute. And then so they're going back and forth and like doing some
Right.
kind of so you've got diplomacy in action here.
Awesome.
All right, and then the cultists again, they're like seriously, stop, oh my god, and they drop their weapons and are like holding up their hands on their turn. And that's what they're doing. Toki.
Toki is going to stay on the dead body, but he's going to start spinning his body, and I'm just going to say this now as a bonus action. I'm going to pop a flurry of blows, and I'm going to breakdance them to death.
Oh god. All right, yeah. Yes. So they are no longer prone, so don't get advantage. But
I
they're
still have blessed.
yeah. Go ahead. Roll the hit.
All right, so I'm going to aim 2 at the lesser damage one, the blue one, I guess.
Okay.
So the first one, which will be a foot to the face, is going to be a 17,
Okay. Yes.
and the damage will be 8.
Get a solid kick in there.
And then the next flying fist of the breakdancing bunny
What a world.
is a 16.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And then that's going to be a 6 damage to him. And then the black one will get the last one.
Yeah.
17 plus 7 to 24 to hit.
They are openly weeping.
And then that's 8 more damage to the black robed one.
Oh my god. They do not look good
Does
in
it
any
look-
sense.
So I'm literally just rotating on his back and breakdance, punching them and kicking them in the face.
Hell
Does
yeah.
the camera zoom in on one of them and you hear a voiceover? So you may be wondering how I got here.
How I got here. My life.
Record scratch.
All right, and then moving on, we are at Hylia.
I'm just like looking over and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to deal with that. Once he goes, he cannot stop.
Yep.
So I'm probably going to help Matthias with the other hatchling and put the other two up there with them.
Yeah, definitely. So go ahead and give me an animal handling check. And now, since we have all the hatchlings together, roll with advantage.
Okay. Okay, so that was a 14.
Okay. Yeah, so as you get now, so all of the hatchlings together, so you've got Madra and Sanine and Zills are all just kind of like surrounding this thing. And it definitely seems to calm down as it starts to recognize, its siblings. And they all start doing this thing where they're making like little chirping sounds. And they start to pass back and forth a little ball of electricity that they keeps like sending just like kind of in the circle. And after a while, they seem to accept that, and they all climb up like on top of this box together and just start like wrestling.
Awesome.
Just like in this big blue dragon pile of little babies. So they are totally unaware of this cultist situation now. They're so happy, doing their own thing. You have tamed this dragon. Mother of dragons. Thank you. All right. And then Cloud Reaper, we are up to you.
Boy, I wanted to help with that Dragonling, but I think it's handled.
I think, yeah, they're all good to go.
I am going to look at the remaining two cultists and go, you guys need to run and think about maybe not acting like this in the future.
They're like, we're trying, man.
But like holding my bloody axe with my bear next to me. And then I was also petting Flix at the same time. So I definitely am trying to intimidate them out the door.
Yeah.
Because I can't stop these guys.
Yeah.
If they're gonna kill you, you might want to run.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do.
Absolutely.
And I got a 19 on my intimidation.
They pee themselves. They're crying and like bleeding and pissing, and it's just a mess. And they're like, So they would love nothing more than to run, but it looks like your companions aren't going to be giving them that.
Well, I had to try.
Yes.
I mean, there's no reason to kill. It's one thing to kill in combat for Cloud Reaper,
Yeah.
But another thing if you have completely decimated the ranks.
Yeah, on their turn, if they make it that far, they're gonna try and run out of here, for sure. But Flix,
All right.
Wolfo.
Can I grab Flix? Since I already have my hand on his back, can I grab him by the scruff of his neck?
I'm absolutely not gonna let you. I am feral wolf craziness right now, especially with all of the body fluids going around now.
So Cloud Reaper, are you trying to grapple him to stop Flix?
Yeah, kind of just to keep him from tearing into one of these guys.
All right, let's do opposed grapples. So an athletics for you, Cloud Reaper, and then Flix, you can do either athletics or acrobatics to avoid the grapple.
I don't know what that would be for my wolf.
Then it would just be your dex, or your so strength
Is this
for
something
athletics
that
or
Bless
dex
would
for.
give me or no?
Because it's an attack, so
Yeah.
Attacker saving throw.
Okay. I have a +6 +2 9 17.
I got 19.
Oh, so that wolf is out of there.
That's fine.
You try, but
You
it's
tried.
silky fur.
Cloud Reaper had to try just
Yep.
because of his.
Exactly, you tried.
I imagine I probably snapped at you as I ran.
Yeah.
So what are they looking like? The two cultists looking like?
Real bad.
All right. Well, I'm gonna just whichever one's closest to me, I'm gonna attack.
Yep.
And I get pack tactics, so I'm gonna.
Oh no.
That's 16
Yes.
and an 8. So the 16 I think hits, right?
Yes. Yes.
And then
Indeed.
I roll 2d6 plus 3. It's 3.
And the next thing out of Celeste's mouth.
11.
Yeah. How you wanna?
Oh, I ripped the thread out of this one too.
Just ripping throats out, right and left.
Have we
And I
seen
imagine
Flicks like this before?
I have some meat in my mouth, and I turn around and glare at Cloud Reaper because I still have my full-on humanoid intelligence at this point.
Cloud Reaper's gonna shrug.
Can't stop this motion of the
Blood-soaked
ocean.
hot pink direwolf at this point.
Oh, puppy.
Anything else, Flicks?
No.
All right, and then Tracy. So there is one miserable cultist left who's barely clinging on.
I looked at Cloud Reaper, and Tracy, despite being a barbarian, is still chaotic good.
Yeah.
Just like, he's not fucking worth it. And so I'm just gonna go over to the cultist, and I'm gonna try to grapple him so I can drag him out of the way, and then just throw him out of the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you can absolutely do that.
Before that cultist walks by me, I'm gonna absolutely attack of opportunity the shit out of the cultist.
Can I say something? I was doing it this way because I don't think you get attack of opportunity if you leave the space involuntarily.
I believe that is true.
That's fair.
Yeah, that is right. Yep.
So I'm just kind of putting my body between Flicks because I know how he gets when he turns into a direwolf.
Yeah.
Oh, that Flicks.
Doing his thing.
And just like,
Which is also why Cloud Reaper tried to just straight up just manhandle him.
Yeah.
Because he feels the same way.
Yeah, so yeah, Tracy, you can definitely pick up this cultist to toss him outside.
I drag him by the scruff of his neck, and before I toss him outside, I whisper in his ear, "Remember what I did for you."
He's like,
Throw him on the ground.
okay.
Throw him down the stairs.
Yeah. And he tumbles down the stairs and just gets on all fours, just starts crawling, and then finds his feet and just books it off. And we are out of combat. You have successfully defeated these cultists. Oh my god.
You defeated them one
I just
round.
want to add something really quick for humor's sake.
Yeah.
This entire time, Toki's been wearing that fake ass crown.
Yep.
Oh, and Cloud Reaper has the bunny ears.
I was gonna say Cloud Reaper's got the bunny ears the whole time.
I have bunny ears on too, so maybe when I transform, do they stay on the direwolf?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, so as you do so all of these hatchlings are just so into each other right now at this point. But it is at this time that you begin to hear thunder and lightning just bursting off outside and the heavy downfall of rain.
Distract the cultist,
The
please.
skylight's
Distract the cultist.
open.
Distract the cultist.
Get them
I think
out
Mama
of here.
Dragon's coming.
Yeah. So rain has started to fall. Yeah, through the skylight here. And hatchlings seem perfectly delighted with all of this happening. So, are you all picking up what's the
I was
plan?
gonna say I'll pick
Cloud
up
Reaper would like to try and hold
one or two of them, and
Yeah,
His massive mitts.
Yeah.
Hi, lizard.
get the two of them that were hanging on me and just
Right.
get outside.
Yeah, yeah.
Go outside.
And they're as you separate them, they're trying to fight with each other still and zapping, and their tails are whipping around. They seem really energized, by all the storm
Yeah,
activity that's
exactly.
happening out
I
there.
am too.
Yeah, and
So
as
the fourth one, can we hear? Is it making a noise?
Do we know
Yes.
its name yet?
Yeah, so it goes glass, glass, glass.
Aw.
Nice.
So you have Madra, Sanine, Zills, and Glass.
Love it.
Do I recognize any of that in Draconic?
Can I pick up glass? Who's got
Who's got who?
who's got who?
I definitely took Celine.
I'll have the two that I had before, Zillus and
They're up on a crate, right? So it wouldn't be too hard for Cloud
Yeah.
Reaper to reach out.
So yeah,
No,
Cloud Reaper
you
can
can take
definitely take
Glass,
Glass. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Awesome.
sure.
Yeah. So you're snuggling
She
these
is
little
so
dragons.
fucking happy right now.
Yeah, and as you step outside into this full storm that is now brewing, you begin to hear screams coming from the center area of town, and you see descending from the skies a giant pair of blue wings as a full-grown dragon begins to descend right into the middle of the town square, and it throws back its head and lets off this crackling electricity that just lights up the clouds in the sky. And again, just screaming everything. And you hear this booming voice echo over, "Where are my babies.
We will head that way.
Cloud Reaper's gonna look down at the little dragonling in his hand and go, "I think your mama's here,"
And Glass goes, ah!
and just start, follow the group, walking.
Do we want to snitch on the tobacco?
Just hold it out. Just
Yeah,
So-
and as you do so, and it's you're running towards the center of town. The mom is like, "You have 1 minute before I destroy your puny town."
During that,
How far away are they?
You could easily run there within a minute.
Sure, can I
Within
yell? If
30
I yell,
seconds.
will they hear me?
Probably amidst all the screaming and everything,
Okay,
not
right,
till
right.
you're.
thaumaturgy.
Yeah, I'll
that's
use
fair.
thaumaturgy to yell, "We have your children, we're coming with them."
And she like swings her great head towards your direction, and you all kind of run out into the square here.
Before we run, Toki grabs both of the dead bodies.
Yeah.
And, like one over the shoulder, one dragging behind him, running.
Oh yeah, you can definitely take those with you. So you come out here into the square, and you see now this giant dragon. I'm not sure any of you as level 3 characters have ever seen a dragon. And this one is definitely well
Far
out
off
of
on the
its
battlefield.
well out of its adulthood. Yeah, and it swings its like great head down towards all of you, and all the hatchlings are going, "Ah!" And yeah, she's like, "Give them to me."
okay,
Right? Pretty much.
Yeah, and
take
as
him,
Yup.
yeah,
please.
I'm sorry, Hilly, you can't be the mother of dragons.
Oh no.
yeah,
That's fine. I'm
The
too
true
young.
mother of dragons has arrived.
yeah.
Right.
And as you do so, all of the little dragons, they turn back towards everybody who's harrying them, and they like give their little like sounds, and give you your little shocks
Yep.
of
I'll
affection.
give mine a little pat on the head.
Hmm
One
And
little finger kind of like just pokes it towards its mom.
yeah,
Mhm.
it playfully bites you. It's like draws a little blood.
Go,
but-
little lizard, go,
yeah.
go, go.
And they all scurry because they're too young to fly. And as they get closer, she scoops them up like with one of her great taloned arms, and they climb up onto her back. And you see again they're doing that little pew, 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 pew thing as just a crackle nebula of electricity is going around her, and she looks down. "You have chosen wisely. Never
Toki-
disturb us again."
Toki looks up to her and like throws the bodies in front of her. And goes, "These were the cultists that were after your children. We killed
Was it
them."
me?
And some kid named Ronnie.
Yes.
Ooh, that's cold.
Ooh, and she shakes her great head in gratitude. Your lives are your own. Again, never disturb us. And with that, she flaps her great wings, and just the immense like force of it kind of blows you all just a little bit backwards, but you manage to maintain this as she begins to soar off into the clouds, and you see the very storm clouds roll with her as it goes. So light again begins to fall on the small town of Butterfield, and you like people stop screaming, and they like come outside, like poking their head out of like doors and windows again, and they go, "Oh, the king! The king, he did it!" And everybody's like, "Yay!" And they all start like clapping and swarming out into the streets. And you all have successfully completed the module! Yay!
Yay.
You all have survived the hunt of the Dragonkin. That was fabulous. Nobody died, well, except some eagles and some cultists. But maybe they deserved it. I don't know. So again, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in and for coming to play with me. It was so fun getting to play with some Venture Maidens fans. You all were great. I had a wonderful time. And just as a reminder for everybody listening there, you can go and grab this module, written by Emily Smith, right now on the DM's Guild. So Hunt for Dragonkin is the title. It's like $1.50, folks. It's a great adventure, a ton of fun. Just real easy, real neat. So go and grab that. So let's go around the table here one more time and say our real names and where people can find you on the internet if you want to shout out anything else. So Mac.
Again, my name is Mac. I just have a Twitter handle at maxed out, as you see on the screen. And just shout out Venture Maidens because they're awesome.
Thank you. And Carly, where can folks find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Curry's Chatter, and my name's Carly.
And Grant.
I'm Grant. Nothing to shout out except Venture Maidens and all of the other podcasts that I enjoy listening to, Taking Initiative and Dungeon Masters block and all the other fun stuff. But it's been a pleasure.
It was so great having you. And Eric, where can folks find you?
Well, I am at the Space Hamster Boo, and I have nothing to shout out. Well, I just wanted to say that you always make the best animal companions.
I do like animal noises.
And I want to shout out a podcast I've been listening to called Chicks with Crits. It's crazy, and it's a lot of fun to listen to.
Yay! Awesome. Check out Chicks with Crits. And Ian.
I live nowhere on the internet, so I'm just Ian. I like playing D&D and listening to Venture Maidens. They're all the best.
Thank you. And Brandon, where can folks find you?
Sure. My name is Brandon. You can find me at the one on Drury Lane on Twitter. I'm just a huge D&D fan. I love the Venture Maidens. I'm a big fan of pretty much all of the popular D&D podcasts, Dames and Dragons, Sneak Attack, Titans of Altera, all fantastic D&D podcasts. And it was truly an experience to participate in just a short module with Celeste DMing. So big thanks to Celeste. You're a riot. You have the craziest eyes and emotions whenever you're DMing, and it's the best.
You are so visual.
It is so visual, and I feel like
good.
when you were doing Ronnie earlier, we got a glimpse of like 5-year-old Celeste.
I was that
Nature
kid.
spawn of Celeste.
And also shout out for Celeste's background dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
So this is all the stuff you guys miss on the podcast. I'm constantly doing this. Yeah. My name is Celeste Konowich. If you like hearing me do D&D, you can also check me out on Venture Maidens, which all of these folks were so kind to shout out. Venture Maidens, an actual play D&D for the Edition podcast. You can find wherever podcasts are free. So I'm here on Sundays on Nerd Immersion. So we won't be back next Sunday, but the one after that we'll be back, and I believe we're going to be doing a module from Jordan with a PH who is in our last cast, so that's going to be a ton of fun. So stay tuned for that announcement. And this is Nerd Immersion. We love gaming of all types here. Mondays I play in a game here. We're playing through Rise of Tiamat, so if you want to see me be a player, you can do that. See that on Mondays. Not tomorrow because we're wrapping up Prince of the Apocalypse, but every week after that will be Rise of Tiamat. On Tuesdays, Ted, who runs Nerd Immersion, plays through his homebrew game, Everend. And then on Wednesdays, we do a show called It Builds Character, where we build D&D versions of popular media characters. That's the channel, so please give us a follow at Nerd Immersion. You all have been wonderful. This was so freaking fun. So thank you again, everyone, so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all in the chat for tuning in. And we'll see you next time, folks.